good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Miss Finn Show. I am your host, Miss Fins. Welcome, guys. Thank you for coming through. Hit that like button for me, guys. Hit that like button. Let everybody else know we are live. Thank you. Much appreciated. Good morning. Oh, Lord. Welcome back. Like I said, you know what I'm going to ask. You know what I'm going to say. Go ahead and hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button and welcome to What in the Penix? Yes. Joe Klatt says Dolphins should draft QB Michael Penix Jr. at 21. And I wanted to go ahead and talk about it because I was like, oh, Lord, really? But then I'm like, ooh, it is Friday. Why not be a little controversial? A little controversial. So today we're gonna talk about it, and also too we're gonna discuss a little bit of the Odell situation as well. Because I kind of talked about it yesterday, but I'm like maybe I should. Um, maybe I should like talk about it a little bit more. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be fair to Odell Beckham's Jr. Um. So I figured why not? So, but I got a couple clips. No, I won't be showing them to you. We gotta listen to them because I got dinged the other day because of the Tua stuff, and I'm like, of course I would because of the Tua stuff. So mad, actually. It was such a great show, and I'm still dealing with this garbage. It's because of Tua and his highlights. So because of that, never showing Tua highlights again, ever. Not that there's that many, anyways, but still, I'm done. I'm done. So annoying. A whole show ruined because of him. I can't. Oh, I'm live. What's up, guys? How you doing? I think I might have forgotten for a second I was live, but anyways. Good morning, guys. Morning, Ryan. Good morning. Good morning, Samuel Lewis. Welcome. Good morning, Dolphins Nation. Stand up. Yep. Good morning, Jeremiah. Happy Friday morning, Miss Fins. Let's smash that like button, support Miss Fins. Thank you so much, Jeremiah. Good morning, Dadine. Welcome, guys. Hit that like button too. Also, remember, let's keep debating. We love debates. We love to passionately discuss topics. Just remember, guys, be kind. Be kind. That doesn't mean you don't have to be you. Just be kind. That's it. I don't know what other way of saying it. You know, you can have fun. You can we can discuss topics. Just be kind to each other. Also, too, a great way to go ahead and support the channel, guys. Besides hitting the like button and subscribing, is by joining the family and becoming a member, guys. So become a member. Let everybody else know that you are a proud member of Miss Fans. It really does support the channel a lot. I got 4 different tiers. Um, Whatever you're able to do, it's amazing. And shout out to all of our members who do support the channel. That are members, thank you because it does help out the channel. Thank you. It's a lot. You may not think you're making a difference, but every dollar really does go back to the channel, and it helps making it happen. So thank you so much. Also, too, remember Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern. You can catch Miss Fiance. Like I always say, we win together, we lose together. Dolphins for life. Let's get her done. Shout out to everybody on Twitter and Twitch. Also YouTube, obviously, but Twitter and Twitch. Thank you so much, guys. Remember, click the link in my bio so you can come over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. It's a great way to support the channel. So thank you so much, guys. Let's see here. So let's get into this. What up, Nene? Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Guten morning. So it's kind of interesting. Obviously, we're going to talk about Michael Penix. I got two clips for us to listen to. They're both like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. But very, very good. That I feel like, ooh, this is right on the money. The main one, obviously, is the Joe Klatt one, which is the one that everybody has been seeing on Twitter, X, whatever. From Joe Klatt, who believes, and this is from David Furones. Shout out to David. Um, he believes the Miami Dolphins should draft QB Michael Penix Jr., but notes it's somehow not an indictment on Tua. See, somebody who's not emotionally invested in Tua, who is a rational Miami Dolphins fan and a rational football fan, could understand and not take that sentence as a shot at Tua. But I understand that some people might see it in any specific way, others might see it another. For me personally, just because a team drafts a quarterback does not mean that you know, oh, that quarterback's bad. I mean, last time I checked, when the Patriots drafted quarterbacks, when Tom Brady was their quarterback, I don't think it's because they thought that Tom Brady was bad. You know what I mean? Um, but I'm sure a lot of people take it in a way of, let's get rid of Tua. He ain't the guy. Blah blah blah. Others might say, well, I mean, maybe we should give an opportunity for a young QB to be able to back up Tua and to learn under Tua. They're both left-handed quarterbacks. Is a great way to kind of sure yourself up of having the same system for two similar guys that in case by any reason Tua does go down, you already got a backup who's younger, who's cheaper, because obviously rookie contract versus fifth-year option or whatever deal you may give him. And this could be a great way to have somebody where you don't have to switch it up, because since they're both left-handed, even if you bring in Penix, you can still continue the you continue the show, if you will. So we got that one. We're gonna discuss that one in a second. But before that one, there's another one that I got from First Take, and I'm actually very happy because I just thought, man, if you're wondering, I'm not eating. It's a lozenge. I need it. You guys know this. Been dealing with the stuff, but it's also messing with my throat, so I needed the lozenge. And I got to see the whole segment of could this be Tua's last year in Miami? From first things first, with Bruzar, with Nick Wright, and the other dude. Sorry, dude, I forgot your name. Who was ironically the only guy that was super gun ho for Tua. Bruzar was like half and half, and Nick Wright was on the opposite side. And I thought they were both really, both clips, since they're short, I thought they were really great clips to kind of go over. Because one kind of sets the foundation of why you would if so, and the other one kind of tells you what that means. So we're going to go over that real quick here. Good morning, guys. Welcome, welcome. Dad Dean says, no way should we waste a number one pick on a QB. I get it. I get it. Bigger needs than QB. I agree with that. What's up, Matt Hatter? Welcome, welcome. Maybe 55 draft QB if good QB is there. Okay. Morning, Vicinity. Morning, Nene. Thanks for rain today. Too much pollen in North Carolina. Oh. Rain, rain. Anyways. So that's what we're at. That's what we're going to be doing. Shout out to everybody. Go ahead and hit that like button. Appreciate you. Um, and I don't think, honestly, I don't think either one is really, again, as a rational player, a fan. Sorry, as a rational fan, I think this is a two very good clips, which is why I'm really like so excited to go over them with you. So let me pull them up. We won't be seeing them, so I'm not trying to deal with that. But we will. What's the name? Oh, I gotta go to my profile. Hold on. Share. Okay, here it is. So let me know if you guys can hear this, so that way I can go ahead and continue. Oh, but wait, before we go and we get, I'm gonna pull it up while I'm getting it here. I have to say something because yesterday there was a certain somebody, out here trying to, visit the team and stuff, and I was like, stop it. I don't want to hear it. What's up? Good morning, Dolphins in the mind. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. I'm loving those emojis. Thank you. What's up, Steve? Welcome. There'll be plenty of speculation until questions are answered. I'm not touching that one. Sorry. It's this dude called Odell Beckham Jr. So, with Odell, look, guys, it is what it is. If he ends up being a Dolphin, great. You guys know how Miss Phins rolls. Am I going to say no to talent? Of course not. Unless it's the right price, bring him in. But if it's not the right price, don't talk to me. Like, I don't know how that's being controversial or not, but seriously, like, just don't talk to me. So if he wants to come here, if he wants to be part of it, great. But at the end of the day, oh, sorry, this is the problem with Twitter. Don't you see something, you just like squirrel? At least for me. Anywho, okay. Uh, that's it. That's all I have to say, really. When it came to Odell Beckham Jr., if he is willing to stay healthy and is okay with being wide receiver 3, because that's exactly what he'll be. Okay. I'm always okay with the talent, guys, but like I said about running backs last year, where everybody's like, what do you mean, Miss Phins? It's Jonathan Taylor. It's Dalvin Cook. I'm like, listen, I know what I got. I don't think we need the guys. I mean, but for the right price, sure, I'll take it. And that's the thing. See, how I evaluate the team. I see what we have. I see the productivity. I don't need it. I feel extremely vindicated that I was right. But again, I would have still taken the talent for the right price. Again, I don't think we needed them, and it looks like we didn't. Same thing with Odell Beckham Jr. I don't think we need him. Will I take the talent for the right price? Who doesn't want talent? Like, it's literally, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. Hey, what's up? Le Finicky. Literally, I've been working on saying your name, your channel, like a lot. Hi, Miss Fiends, how are you? Which in French would be "Comme allez-vous?" And I would have been like, uh, Ça va bien. I worked on that too, just in case you ever asked me how I was. So, what's up, Dan? I appreciate it. All the way from France, ladies and gentlemen. Do me a favor, go check out La Fine Keep. It is one of our French Dolphins content creators. Is actually kind of cool. They just had Toronto Arms sit there, so check them out. Yes, it's all in real French. However, there is a way that we can understand them, and he has a video where he shows you how you can use subtitles in English, and you can understand because that's what they do with us, and then change our English to the French. So it's kind of cool. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But good morning to you, sir, or good afternoon, I guess. I forgot how to say good afternoon. I know bonjour is good morning, but I forgot good afternoon. So, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. ah. Oh, see, thank you, Miss Finn. Subtitle in YouTube works very well. See, there you go, guys. So go check them out. Le Fine Keep. They're actually really good. It's two dudes, Dan and his friend, who is in Canada. One's in France, the other one's in Canada. It's kind of cool. Yeah. Nene says, well, technically we needed bigger our running backs. All our running backs are on the IR, and Greer resigns Jeff Wilson and Ahmed. Well, technically, last year I was right. We didn't need them. It is what it is. Now, could we use them this year? It's another story, but we'll see. Anywho, I got it pulled up. Tell me, guys, can you hear this? Because we want to make sure that
we waited a long time.
Well, that's not gonna work. I know that. Sorry, let me. Doom, doom, doom. Listen, baby. Okay, okay. Let's go.
Time because I've
Maybe like
wanted
a
to do
fin
this. I did it in
sub
my
or
first
something, just so I
mock,
can know.
and I'm going to do it again.
Let me know if you guys can hear this. Hey, what's up, Checo? Welcome. Billy, good morning. Aloha, Checo. Aloha. Let me know, can you hear this?
And I've just been. We waited a long time because I've wanted to do this. I did it in my first mock, and I'm going to do it again here. And I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting on the Tua contract news. So, full disclosure, at the time of this recording, Tua does not have a deal. And
he is right. At the present of this show, which is March 22nd at 8:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tua Tagovailoa does not have a contract extension yet.
To me, that's telling. The way I view Tua and Mike McDaniel's offense is that it's not the right offense for him. This is not an indictment on Tua in the NFL as much as it is fit. I keep saying that. And when you watch
Mike McDaniel's system, it's not the right fit for Tua. Do you agree? I don't know about that. I don't know where Sir is coming from, but we're gonna hear him out. Why? Because we're gonna talk about Penix, but and I just realized something. I'm giving you guys the wrong. I'm giving you guys the wrong clip first. We did say we were gonna talk about this other one, so let me go ahead and go over the first one that I'm supposed to go over, which is the first things first. And that quote, because this is what they're showing on their show right now. I'm gonna go back to the one we already heard the beginning, so it's good. I'll go back to the other one where Joe Klatt was talking, but I have to show the first things first one first. I mean, I guess technically I can do either one. You know what? since they're talking about, okay, we'll do this. I'm gonna continue the one, the Joe Klatz one, and then I'm gonna go to the first things first one because they're kind of talking about it in response. So we'll do that too.
Watch Miami, and what they really do. What they need is a guy that throws on time with great leverage and accuracy down the field. And there just so happens to be a guy that is his best attribute.
Wait, but I thought we already had that guy. I don't know what this man means. What does this man mean? I thought we already had that guy who's super accurate throwing down field. Like, what is this man discussing? I don't know. We shall see. Continue.
Sitting there available, and that's Michael Penix. I still want to see Michael Penix with Mike McDaniel's offense and Tyreek Hill because let's face it, as good as Tua has played, and he's gotten so much better, this is probably not the right fit. Every time you look up and you watch the highlights, Tyreek Hill is having to stop and reach back and catch. What do you see when you watch Washington? Roma.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Klatz. I don't know about every time Tua throws to Tyreek that's the case when it's a deep ball, but I guess I could understand where you're coming at. Billy says sure, but not at 21. Drop back or into the second. Okay. Billy says Dolphins could be waiting on that June 1st money. I mean, I guess, yeah. That is a possibility, We'll see. That Dean says, I hope Dolphins let Tua play out his fifth-year option, then make a long-term decision. Man, let me put it to you this way, guys. If Tua plays on his fifth-year option right now, this is Miss Phins talking, and we make it all the way, pay that man $80 million a year, $100 million a year. I don't care. Make him the most ridiculously overpaid player of all time. We make it all the way with Tua and win. $500 million fully guaranteed. I already told you guys this. I already told you I'm in I went from $300 million with fully guaranteed, which is what I was saying last year. So $500 million at this point. Fully guaranteed. You see what I mean? I'm not against paying Tua. I just need him to do more than what he's doing now. That's all. Dolphins in mindset, Tua needs to be more mobile to extend plays, and supposedly he's cutting weight to get faster, to be more of that quick mobile QB. Okay, Douglas. Good morning, Douglas. Welcome. Yes, why not? And it says, didn't Tua just gain weight to have more cushion to absorb hits? I don't understand why we keep changing his weight. Tua seems to be a player that can only work on one thing at a time. Yeah, that part is evident and it's extremely annoying. I'm just saying. What's up, Dolphins tomorrow? Good morning, Timothy. In my opinion, we should get an undrafted QB, hopefully Joe Milton. And here comes Lewis. Cap. I see you, Insanity. It's very interesting. It's kind of hard to overthrow Tyreek. You're not lying there. That is true. Let's continue.
Jalen Polk, McMillan, all those guys, what do? Never break stride down the field. Never break stride. The leverage that Michael Penix throws with and passes the football with down the field is exquisite. And if you paired that with that offense, I think that they would get better. And then Tua can go and find a fit somewhere else in a system that I think is better for him. So again, not an indictment on Tua, but I like Penix to Miami right there. Injuries have been a concern for both players. Both players players have been, decently healthy over the last two, but in particular Penix, since he got to watch.
And that's one thing that I appreciate that he does acknowledge that both players, because it's not like Michael Penix is a finished product, guys. He's a player at Washington, and there was something else. But he's also dealt with injuries, so it's literally like getting a stronger arm Tua. That's all it is. Like I'm like, is it worth doing all that? Spending another first round pick on a quarterback to essentially just get a stronger arm. You see what I mean? So that was my thing where I'm like, I don't know if I want to invest another first round pick on a guy who, I mean, obviously, shout out to him. He's from Tampa, Florida, so Florida boy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? I'll take it. You know, I'm a Florida girl, and I love my Florida peeps. But my my only concern, mm, not my only concern is the fact that he has also had some injury concerns too. And he was a transfer. He transferred from Indiana. Hoosiers. I don't know how to say that. And he was a redshirt senior due to injuries at Washington. So I mean, good for him, but we'll see. It just seems to me that he's more of a stronger arm Tua. That's it. 6'2.25 inches, 216 pounds. Great, but still, I don't know if I'm fully convinced. I'm not. He is a comeback player of the year in 2022. That I do give him. Shout out to him for making that first team All Pro in 23, two-time second team All Pac 12 in 22 and 23, second team All Big Ten in 2020 when he was with Indiana. So that's good for him. I'm glad that he's able to do it. He was, um, yeah, he grew up in Dade City, Florida. That's cool. I like that. But then again, wow, he's born in 2000? Whew, whew. look, look at Mr. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. PBS Kids compliant. If I was trolling, I would say, why waste another talent on a skater organization like the Dolphins? Have a great day. Oh, Lord. But that's only if, and since we know you're not, I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate it. Uh, and sadly, the reaction to the interview is what I'm saying. Folks crying about everything. I don't know what you mean. I'm not crying. I thought this interview was interesting. Okay, I got like 20 seconds left. Let's finish it.
Washington, the injury concerns have gone away. He had a couple of knee injuries, obviously, at Indiana, couldn't stay on the field. Once he got to Washington, I thought he was much better. Now, it should be noted, the way that each school was trying to use him was very different.
Oh, so we've seen Michael Penix Jr. in two different systems. Okay, continue, sir.
At Indiana, yes, they were sitting there and they were throwing the ball, and that's when he was at his best, when there was kind of the Kalen DeBoer offense from what he installed as the coordinator at Indiana. But then when he would try to run around with some of the other coordinators, he would get hurt. Then he goes to Washington and he's back with DeBoer and he put.
Ooh, so he tried to extend plays. It was mainly passing, but he'd get injured. That's not a good look. And then knees injury. Remember, he said knees Injuries, knees. Knees. That's plural for two knees. I don't know if I'm feeling okay with that. Just saying, but let's finish it out.
Puts him back in the pocket. Penix is really great from the pocket. He manipulates the pocket well. When he gets outside, that's when those injuries occur. So that's why I think he's been able to stay healthy over the last couple of years. Really
Wow. So he's better in the pocket to protect himself versus going outside the pocket.
experienced player, great leverage thrower down the field, 45 career starts.
Interesting, as my colleague would say. Louis, that question right there. Do they play defense in the Pac-12? Stop it, you college people. You. Glenn says, "Good morning, Glenn. Do not draft Penix. We need O line and D line. Penix will not get us to Super Bowl this year. No, no rookie. Oh, no rookie ever won Super Bowl. That is true. There was almost a rookie that did it. There's a handful that have tried, but none have succeeded. So I get it. I get it. Penix is too a light, maybe." Again, guys, I'm not saying yay or nay. I'm asking you guys. I thought it was very interesting. It just kept popping on my feed, and I'm like, what is this? I got stuff to do. And then when I see it, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I get tagged multiple times, and I'm like, what is this? So I had to obviously read it. And then obviously seeing the comments on the actual and the repost and all that was hilarious to me. I'm like, I gotta talk about this. I cannot not talk about it. So
We waited a long time because I've
oops, sorry. So that was very, very interesting to me. And you know what? And Billy probably said it, Penix is probably too alike. Why would we want another Tua? Bigger armed Tua. If I was trolling, I would say it's only a knee. Technically two knees, but I get it. Not like it's a hip or something worse. Have a great day. I just, dude, PBS Kids Compliant has to be like the best. Every time I see him, it just brings a smile to me. So thank you, Michael K. Uh, Nene says Tua fans don't want no talent in QB but Skylar Thompson. I don't get that. I don't get what you mean. If you're throwing shade at Skylar Thompson, you're not gonna have some fighting words, ma'am, later. Maybe part 4 of Back Alley Fins. Go check out Back Alley Fins part 1, 2, and 3. It's awesome. It's on my channel. The ladies get down. That's all I gotta say. What's up, Hooked Up Joe? A la Ryan Fitzpatrick. I get it. Good morning, sirs. I'm loving the emojis, sir. Superface says Marino was close. True. Hall, what's up, Hall? And absolutely not. Draft Talia. Nope. Miss Fizz, what were you doing in the winter in 70? Stop. We already talked about that last night. Okay. Anyways. Good morning, Mikhail. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I was like, Tua fans absolutely hate Skyler. They were scared. They were praying for that man not to succeed when he was brought in. So, anywho, and now I'm just calling sabotage on behalf of Skylar Thompson. I think the fans, I think the head coach, specifically the head coach, sabotaged Skylar. Just saying. The only thing he did good was draft him, apparently. Anywho, now let's go to first take. who's answering, essentially talking about Joe Cledden when he says, "I don't think that Tagovailoa is the right fit for Mike McDaniel's offense. They need a quarterback who throws on time with great leverage and accuracy down the field. Penny hits those marks." But I thought that's exactly what Tua does, though. I'm not understanding this. I don't get it. I thought that's exactly what Tua does. So why would we need to get Penix? Like why would we need to get Penix? It just makes no sense to me. What's up, CB83? Welcome. Good morning, Miss Phins. I see Tua still living rent free out here. Where? I don't. Does he have a second home in Broward County? I don't get it. It's literally I don't understand. But anywho, let's continue because I also got tagged on this other one too, and I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it.
Mark, could this be Tua's last year in Miami? If Mike McDaniel is the coach I think he is, then yes, it could be.
Is Mike McDaniel the coach I think he is? Yes, I think this could be. Ooh, okay. Sorry, I know. Listen, I'm not trying to get penalized. I already got penalized because of Tua this past week, and I can't stand it. And it's a lot of work that goes into these shows to not get monetized. It actually kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not trying to get demonetized or whatever. So if you see there's a lack of certain videos, guys, it's because I can afford not to get the 2 pennies a show I get from YouTube. So because of that, we gotta listen to it, okay? But you still get to see me. You know what I mean? Let's go.
But before I give that, I want to go even further galaxy brain on this for a moment, which is, first of all, if I were advising the Dolphins, I would tell them, hey, you know how Minnesota acquired an extra first-round pick? They have the 11th, they have the 23rd because they want a quarterback. I would call them and see what they think of Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh, Tua? To Minnesota? No, ladies and gentlemen, no, that's not possible. That's not possible. You mean Tua back to to reunite with his favorite head coach? I'm just saying. Cliff, this is the question of the decade. How does Greer still have a job? Sorry, guys. You guys know I'm still recovering, so I apologize for that. But let's continue.
I would say I would. You can have stability at the quarterback position, maybe quiet Justin Jefferson's fears, and we don't have to keep tearing because Miami's already in minor teardown of the roster without having paid Tua.
Wait, Miami is in minor teardown of their roster without paying Tua? That would be hilarious. Miss Fins needs a hug. I'm telling you. I do. I do need a hug. Bless you, Miss Fins. Thank you. Um, well, Mrs. Fins, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see here. If I was trolling, I would say McDaniel isn't a very good coach. Have a wonderful day. That's true. You know, Hooked Up Joe, this is probably the most factual statement of all time. Who cares what Tua fans or Tua haters think? What the team does is what matters. Yeah, I feel like that's a given. It's absolutely true though. Absolutely true. The whole discussion about how other fans think and feel makes this more likely like a reality TV series than sports forum. You know, it's funny. I agree, man. It's a real world Miami Dolphins. That's literally it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, 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 okay. Let's continue.
We can reset the clock and up maybe the upside of the quarterback. So that because they haven't paid him, he's incredibly tradable. Like any of these other quarterbacks who've already been paid, trading them is so painful because you
But
paid.
you know you have to pay him unless you're looking at him for 1 year.
Well,
I like that. Let me bring that back for a second because he said something that I think is extremely true. And I forgot it, so hold on. What's up, Sean? Welcome. Hey, Sean. I'm glad you're here. I might need you next week, sir. I might need you next week, so let me know when you're available in the morning because I know mornings are kind of tough for you, but there are one of these mornings that might work best for you. Don't gotta be long, at least 30 minutes from 8 to 8:30. Whichever morning you let me know, sir, because I need you for something. It's obviously bills related, so yeah. It's nice to be needed. I mean, yeah, it is nice. And I like your input. You're a reasonable bills fan, unlike some people. So let's continue.
of the quarterback. So that because they haven't paid him, he's incredibly tradable.
Because he hasn't been paid, he's incredibly tradable. Any team that does pick up Tua, if we were to trade, by the way, they can literally give him whatever contract they're willing to give him, but they know they'll have to pay him though, because you're not trading for Tua not to pay him. Like it's just you're not gonna give up a pick or maybe even multiple picks to get Tua for a year. That's not gonna happen. You get him for multiple years. If he has no contract, you already got that fifth year option. You get him as a trade. You're able to go ahead and really give him that extension based on what you're looking for and what you need. What's up, Adam S? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome so much. What's up, Mark? Welcome. I see you, Mark. Chris Smith, welcome. Welcome, guys. Appreciate it. Let's see here. If people look at this as I will say this, if people take a look at this again, and I preface this at the beginning. I love how not everybody starts to show at the beginning. So I did preface this when it came to Joe Klatt and what he said that some people see as a objective to a Miami Dolphins fan that I am. Some people will take this one way or another. Some people will either see both videos as you're hating on Tua and others as this is exactly why we need to. Nothing wrong with either take. I can't tell you how to fan. Me objectively, I like to listen to both sides. But depending on how, where you lean, that's what you're going to extrapolate from both of these clips. Me personally, I like to seek to understand what do they mean by this? What do they think? Are they seeing something different that I'm not seeing? Why do they say these things? And then I can continue and learning more and be able to dissect it a little bit more. But again, some people um, some people are going to take it one way and assume things, and others are going to take it a different way and assume things there too. It is what it is at the end of the day. All I'm doing is seeking to understand why they would say this, and then kind of go from there.
Like any of these other quarterbacks who've already been paid, trading them is so painful because you paid.
But you have to pay him unless you're looking at me.
Well,
1 year.
Which Broussard is correct in this. You do have to pay Tua, like I just said. You're not training for Tua for 1 year. That'd be a waste of pick. You are trading Tua to extend him. So if you do get him in a trade, you do have to pay him.
Well, right. So, and that's what brings me to this.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Mike McDaniel. I think he's really sharp, and I grade him. And I'm not trying to start a Purdy argument. Just follow me here on a similar curve that I grade Shanahan, which is look at all he's doing despite the limitations of the quarterback.
Wow. Okay, so Nick Wright, who's currently talking, look at all he's doing, the coach, with the team, because it's Mike Shanahan, obviously the Shanahan tree. What is he doing despite the limitations of the quarterback? Every quarterback has their limitations. Every quarterback has their weaknesses and their strengths. So I guess he's comparing both of those quarterbacks because it's very similar offenses, if you will.
Okay. So again, that's just my opinion. We don't have to do the Purdy thing.
A bit of a fight.
No, but if Mike McDaniel signs off on this, him giving Tua a market level extension, that curve is removed in my mind. You signed up for this to be your guy. You must make it work. You want him. So if they decide we're going to pay, and by the way, saying,
and you know what? I agree 100%. If they decide to go, and they continue with this because the full clip is actually like 10 minutes. It's awesome. It's awesome because it kind of goes a little bit more in depth, but that one specifically kind of is answering that. But I totally understand where he's coming from in judging McDaniel. If you do commit to Tua, which it's again with any quarterback, if you commit to a quarterback, you give him an extension like that. That means this is your guy. You must make it work. Not just with that guy, but with the entire team overall. Which, I mean, I have to agree. But the same goes if we were to go ahead and trade Tua somewhere else, then that head coach, that GM, and that team has to make it work. And they have to go ahead and get the max out of Tua, obviously. It is what it is. Let's not, please. Let's not. Oh, I'm telling you. Some people, but it is what it is. But that's where I'm at, and I found both clips to be very interesting because obviously all of this was sparked by Joe Klatt and saying why the Miami Dolphins should draft Michael Penix. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I've said this before in different shows. I will always take experience. So right now, Tua Tagovailoa is a much better quarterback than Michael Penix because Michael Penix hasn't even been in the league. I don't know what he is. I don't know if he can take a hit from the guys in the NFL. These are grown men. You're not playing against college students. You're playing versus grown men with bills and stuff. So I personally don't get upset when somebody says, "Oh, you should draft this quarterback or whatever," because Okay, where are you coming from? What it is that you see? But again, I'm not going to lean on a rookie again over a veteran or somebody who's had several years in the league. Like the experience to me, I will always hold it higher than raw talent, you know. But is there a world where the Dolphins could literally be with Tua, give him the extension, and still draft Michael Penix just to go ahead and have him as his backup, learning the system? I mean, he practically said they're both similar quarterbacks, especially from the pocket. Because let's not forget, Tua plays from the pocket. He doesn't really scramble. And from what Nick Wright said, when he does scramble, Michael Penix, that's where he's got his injuries. Same thing with Tua. Well, no, Tua's problems are Tua's made. Period, in my opinion. Every single time he's got injured in this league, it's because he's held on to the ball for too long. Even though I get told all the time the O line is bad, and he doesn't get any time to uh to throw the ball. Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. Let me get some water. Mm. Uh, the idea of trading Tua to the Vikings shows they have no idea that Flores wasted Tua's first years in the league. Superfish, you and I are gonna have to massively disagree with what you're saying here. There's no way Flores wasted Tua's first 2 years in the league. None whatsoever. He put him in a system that he could run based on the injury the man came off. Career ending injury. And then put him in that system, which is dinking and dunking, RPOs, dinking and dunking. Why? To protect him. That's that's definitely not wasting his first 2 years. And just so you know, Mike McDaniel, I'm pretty convinced would have done the same thing. But that's me. Hey, we got topic of the day, Calvin Lewis. What's up, guys? Come back. Oh, I saw your email. I'm gonna email you back. Monday night might be the best time, but I gotta double check. So, but I'll be emailing you back. Comeback player of the year, Michael Penix award he won. Yeah, he did win that. I wonder where this team would be right now if they had stuck with Flo. Oh, I could tell you exactly where this team, based on the projections I saw for this team, would have been already in the AFC Championship. But that's just me. Anyways, let's continue. And remember, guys, let's keep it clean. Thank you very much. Um, just saying. I guarantee my name will be the next scapegoat. It's already out there. Oh, probably. So this to me it's interesting because you guys you already know, if you've been keeping up with Miss Fins, that I actually don't even want to pick in the 21st pick. I want to trade back and acquire as many picks as possible. That's what I want. Unless you're getting like a stud left tackle or defensive tackle, I'm not picking anybody. And with that 21st pick, I'm trading back. Even if I'm trading back, let's say a few picks back to acquire another pick. Swap first round picks to maybe get another second or maybe like two thirds and a fourth to do that. You know what I mean? I want as many picks as possible because there's still a lot of holes in this team. There are a lot of holes in this team. And for me, but Miss Fins, look at all the players he's brought in. Yeah, I get it. Right now we have 65 players on their contract out of the 90 we need. We still need 25 more players to be signed. You know what I mean? For us to take into the training camp. But that's where I'm at. I want to trade out of the 21st and pick up as many picks as possible. But I thought it was interesting. I'm like, what if we did pick up a quarterback? Does it mean it's an indictment on Tua? Could they be looking in the future? Did they give up on Mike White and Skylar Thompson? Because they could literally get rid of those two quarterbacks and bring in Penix and make him the backup. You know, maybe keep Skylar to still develop him some more. But why would it be so bad? I just personally, again, I've already seen it, and I said this last off season. It's funny. Tua needs to stay healthy. That's what I need. I need Tua to stay healthy. That's what I need. He stayed healthy. He didn't do nothing really to put himself in a position where he would be getting any injuries, if you will, right? But listen, this is the Miami Dolphins insanity. They do whatever they do. Most of the time, I feel like they're donkey backwards. Let me just say that. So, what's up, Scott? Welcome. Good morning. What are your thoughts on replacing Mike White? I mean, if we replace him, okay, cool. If we don't, okay, cool. You guys already know my long term backup for me is Skylar the Rocket Thompson. That's who I want as my Matt Moore, and I still think he needs to be developed more. Keep him cheap. You need a third quarterback, anyways. But if we trade out and get somebody else instead of Mike White, okay, cool, no problem. But if we keep both of them, I'm okay with it as well. At the end of the day, it all depends on what they end up doing. Are we gonna have him playing the fifth year option, and then understand that if he does takes us to the AFC Championship or even the Super Bowl, you will be paying money for him. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Billy. That's definitely what I've always called him. And hush it, Lewis. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at right now when it comes to our QB room. I just thought it was interesting how Joe Plus said it's not an indictment on Tua, but he thinks that Michael Penix might be a better fit, essentially on the deep throws to Tyreek, as far as Tyreek not having to come back. And all the fanboys don't pretend like he doesn't have to come back, because there's a slew of videos we can show you on that one. So I'm not knocking to or whatever. As long as the play gets made, that's all I care about. But essentially, that's what he's telling us. What's up, Andres? Welcome. Welcome. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Canes. Welcome. Good morning. Um, but I thought it was very interesting. Again, for me personally, Miss Fins, I'm trying to trade out of the 21st pick, but CB's about to become a Vikings. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. In the multiverse, if whoever did get drafted, got sent to the Vikings, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm gonna be laughing so hard, and I will not apologize either. I'm going to laugh so hard, and then I'm going to make a shirt, and I am going to sell this shirt, and it might be one of the hottest shirts ever sold. You can't talk to people like this. That's it. Nothing else. That's all. That's all I'm doing. Cause it would be the funniest, the most ironic, most comedic, most no flipping way uh thing you could. But it's actually kind of a twofold. Like because if it would be hilarious if hold on. It would be hilarious on both sides because Tua's going back and then Flores is his coach, right? Well, not technically his coach because he would be the head coach. But it would also be funny because on the opposite side, Flores, from the reports, he didn't think that Tua was ready and he wanted someone else as a QB, and then he'd be stuck in his team. Obviously, he's not the head coach, but he'd be stuck in the team with Tua. It'd just be hilarious the entire time. Oh, I love it. I love it. So it would be the funniest. This is right here. This is the picture right here. I'm taking this picture right here. I'm putting it in a shirt. And I'm definitely putting you can't talk to people like this. And I'm selling it, and I think it would get a lot of it'll get a lot of play. I really do think I can make it a thing. Hey, what's up, Big Philly? How you doing? And Flores wasn't lying. The X interview was just a start. Oh Lord. Good morning, McPhilly. Good morning, y'all. Thanks for coming out, Miss Fizz. Yeah, it was a great show, dude. I can't always listen to everybody all the time or for the whole thing, but I appreciate you coming in and showing. I saw you were live. I'm like, hey, let me check it out. So thank you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, Miss Fizz, make sure you put a picture on the shirt like Lewis says. Put a name on it. Oh Lord. Talk. Yeah, I know. Talk. I know. You can't talk to people like this. Oh my god. You see, this is being very reasonable. I already told you. I already conceded. We're signing him to an extension, people. I don't understand why people get so triggered just if you bring a scenario. I don't understand why people keep talking about other scenarios than the Dolphins staying with Tua. What do you mean? Oh, you can't talk about other scenarios. This fan base, all they do is talk about scenarios. What do you mean? They won't learn, people. No. And I just laugh every time I see something like that, and on the opposite too, because it's like, who cares? It's the off season. Is it September? Did the season start already? No, it ain't. So I'm gonna talk about whatever. Like, what is wrong with? I can't believe we still talk about the same topic. Oh my lord! It was a great video that I thought, man, you know what? Why not talk about it? We are talking mock drafts, aren't we? And finally, after 600 years, the Dolphins have a pick in the first round. That wasn't taken away or traded away. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about finally being in day one in the NFL draft, and this just so happened to be here. Nothing wrong with that, and I love it. But I get it. It triggers people to talk about anyone but, um, you know, Tua. But it is what it is, man. I love it. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with talking about scenarios. Don't we talk about mock drafting all the time? I seriously don't understand why people feel bad. I'm not talking about mock drafting. It's a mock draft. Literally, the man is putting NFL mock draft 2.0, Joe Clapp, in his show when he's talking about Miami Dolphins pick number 21. Nothing wrong with that. Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. But I just really want to bring it up because I knew everybody's gonna talk about it. Blah blah blah. Okay, well, let me get into it. Trust Greer. uh, Phins steak with oh Lord, with these names, man, you guys are very creative. Let me just say that. Oh, what would you do? I don't know. What do you mean? What would I do? Did I miss some? Uh, I don't know. Any early picks for the? What would you do, Miss Finn? I don't get it. CB 41 and a half and 83. What do you mean? What would I do? I don't understand. What's the question? Because I feel like if you're saying what would I do with the 21st pick, then maybe some people need to rewind this. I literally said I Miss Fins wants to trade out of the 21st pick and pick up more draft picks. Feel like that answered that question. But if we're going to stick it to, would you draft Penix at 21 or not? Well, then the question is, am I going to get a cheaper, pretty much Tua with a bigger arm instead of paying Tua how many millions to not have players around him? Yeah, I could see how Michael Penix would be enticing at 21. But then again, you don't know what you're going to get with a rookie quarterback. So I have to weigh that in. And literally 20 minutes ago, I said, I value experience over talent or raw talent, really. Because you don't know what this man hasn't played in the NFL. You don't know what Penix is going to do, if is he going to be a bust or not. How many first-round pick quarterbacks are bust? 95% of them, actually. Or more. Well, it is what it is. What do you think? Oh, okay. Well, thank you for giving me an actual question because I don't know what. It was 18 minutes ago, not 20 minutes. Okay, so thanks. What do you think the best move is for the franchise, Miss Fans? Trade to a draft his replacement. I really want to hear your thoughts. Constructive conversation. Question mark. Well, I mean, I can argue either side, and I feel like I just did. But I'm gonna reiterate it since now I'm reading your question, right? Um, if you truly believe Michael Penix has similar attributes to what Tua does, and you're again getting essentially Tua light. Someone used Tua light. I thought it was funny, so I'll stick to that. If you're gonna get Tua light with somebody who has a stronger arm, who will be in a rookie contract, then yes, I could see why you would trade Tua, because you're gonna be able to get another first round pick, or something else for. And anybody, and this is where I will have to say, anybody that thinks that Tua is not worth a first round pick, I I'm gonna disappoint you, but he is worth, to me, at least a first and a second. Okay, he's shown you he can stay healthy. He's shown you he can make a lot of the throws that we didn't see from before. Obviously, with the thought of, if you've been watching Tua's career in Miami, that year 4 is 4 years removed from a career-ending injury. So year 4, Tua, you're going to be able to see a lot more. Now this would be year 5, and that other team would be able to go ahead and structure his contract to whatever it is that they want to do. For the Dolphins, they'd be able to get another first round pick, and I think a first and maybe a second, or even a first and a third for Tua, and then have 2 firsts. You could even move even higher up if you're looking into a different contract, a different quarterback. But if you want to stay at 21 and take that second first and go ahead and trade back and pick up even more picks, then essentially you're going to have an unproven quarterback, because no matter what you say to me, anybody that hasn't played a snap in the NFL is unproven, in my opinion. You're going to have an unproven quarterback who you can maybe try to go ahead and plug into this program and see what he's got. Now, I will say this. That is an option. Do I personally go with that option? I'm taking experience, and again, I definitely said this. Now it's been 20 minutes. I said this before. I will take experience over somebody who has raw talent, and I don't know what they're going to be in the NFL. So I would stay with Tua, and again, trade back from the 21st pick. I already got somebody who has experience in the NFL, has already been dealing with injuries, has already managed to stay healthy in this last season, and has already been 2 years in my system. Yeah, I'm sticking with Tua. You see what I mean? Because I value experience. And because I personally value experience, yeah, I will go ahead and stay with the experience. But that's just me. Now, when it comes to, how long do you keep Tua, contract-wise, then that's when it's like, I'm not staying with him no more than 3 years, including the 6-year option. I'd rather give him kind of like a Kirk Cousins, 2-3 years. Let's check it out. And then I give you more money, and give you even more after that. So, but that's just me. It is what it is. Again, is my mic okay? Can you guys hear me? I feel like y'all can hear me, right? Didn't I say that I would Kirk Cousins kind of contract? Because we don't know, so I'd rather, give him some time to show me some more, give him some more, and then kind of go from there. How much you paying Tua? $22 million a year. Does that make you happy if I say that? If I say he's worth a $22 million contract? No way he's going to take that. Of course he's not going to take that. No agent's going to take that, because that's a massive cut in their commission. They're going to try to get him which if you watch the full take of first things first, yeah, Nick Wright says it. You know, if I'm his agent, I'm gonna be like, look, these are the quarterbacks in his class. This is what they got paid based on the contract, and I want a 5% increase. That's what he says. But I mean, just because you do things for 1 year, that doesn't mean you're done. You're gonna get paid. Get out of here. Get out of here. No, I need to see this consistently. The one word I have not been able to attribute to Tua Tagovailoa's success. Can you play consistently at a high level? And the answer is no. In my personal Miss Phins opinion. Now, I can show you statistics to tell you why I feel the answer is no. But then again, that's a different conversation. So, what she say? Good morning, Pete. I see Pete is in here. Well, guys, I think that I stirred up I stirred the pot enough, and I think that you guys are gonna take this and go wild and free. And to Lewis's point, if you don't want Tua, why would you draft Tua 2.0? I agree, which makes sense. The only reason why you would draft Tua 2.0 would be cheaper contract and possibility of extending that window of I got more time to bring in pieces to give an extension of that Super Bowl window. That's it. That's really the only upside to getting Michael Penix Jr. Cheaper contract. You're not paying that starter money, and you're extending your Super Bowl window where you still are able to bring in people. Miss Phins dropped the link. See, no, Lewis, I'm not dropping the link just because you said that. No, and it's Friday, and usually I, try to bring in the link, but I have stuff to do. So, Lewis, I'm gonna personally send it to you because I got a timer, sir. So I'm gonna send it to you on X because I can't do this 80 actually have an appointment I need to get to. So I'm going to send it to you, my friend, because I love it. And before you argue with me, check your X. Give me a second because I'm looking for your name. Before you argue with Miss Phins, Lewis, understand, I just answered your question, sir. Why would you want 2.0? Cheaper contract, younger, and extend the window. So there you go. Here it is. Okay. Here is the link for today. There you go. Oh, snap. There you go. Gesicki would want you to drop the link. I wanted to say something so bad after that haul, but I'm not going to. This will not be a family-friendly show, and now I'm blushing. Anyways, there you go, Mr. Lewis. I sent you the link because I thought that it would be very interesting to get it, and now I know I'm gonna have to hear it. Lord, I have to hear it. I'm gonna have to hear it. So I sent you, Lewis, PBS from PBS Kids to TMC. I will shut it so quick, man. Thank you, PBS Kids gets it right. Yes, please keep the show family friendly from PBS Kids compliant. I love it. Oh, that's hilarious. What's up, Shake Money? How you doing? Please get Nene on the panel. Oh my God! Stop it, CB. Nene, am I avoiding your question? Did you ask a question? I don't know. I don't know if there's a. Okay, I sent it to Lewis, but I guess Lewis doesn't want to come up. It's too hot to handle. No, I'm totally kidding. And I'm hoping he didn't see that because I know him and he's going to go off. What would be the comp pick for Tua? Oof. No, forget it. I'm not ruining it. No, CB, I'm not reading the entire comment for a reason. Unless you want me to completely remove it. I'm trying to be a little more lenient, but remember, kids do watch the show and they do read the comments. So that's why I always say let's keep it PG because I could literally rattle off a bunch of kids' names that their parents feel very comfortable for them to watch this show, read that comment because they'll know they're gonna learn about football, about their favorite team, but it's gonna be in a very good family friendly show. And because of that, because you guys respect the show, you know, I'm able to provide that service to all parents out there. That's all. Oh no. We are for the kids. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mr. Lewis Tagovailoa.
Miss
Yep,
Phins.
Mr. Lewis Tagovailoa. How you doing, sir?
Miss Phins, good morning. Good morning. You have started an absolute war this morning, Miss Phins.
Yay!
Okay? You have started a
I'm,
war.
set,
I see.
I'm setting it up for today. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
Yes.
you have set off this Friday morning, Miss Phins. I appreciate the invite. Now I don't know who this guy EM Dolphin is. He's in the chat saying drop the link. I don't know who that is, Miss Phins, but I don't know if you want to
Oh,
send him the link as well. But Miss
oh,
Fin, Miss
got it.
Miss Fins, what are we doing up here this morning, Miss Fins? What are we
What do you
doing?
mean? I'm just giving the people what I saw the video. We talked about it, and then I gave my opinion on the topic. That's it.
It has to be, and again, this is a PBS show, so we're going to be respectable, right? We're respectful, but this has to be some of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my life. Like what? Like Miss Finch, you realize more than half of the people in the chat, right? This is what I think is absolutely ridiculous. And let me go to the chat a little bit because I see a bunch of my good friends in the chat that I hear every day, Miss Finn, cry about Tua Tagovailoa. He's too short. He's injury prone. He's this. He's that. Michael Penix is Tua 2.0. But I'm going to be
Yep.
respectful, right? These people in the chat are telling, well, we should draft Michael Penix because. Then why do you cry about Tua? Why do you cry about Tua if you want to draft Tua? Like, make that make sense for me. I know you got to go, Miss Fans. I'm working today too. I can't be up
Oh
here long
no.
neither.
That's why I put the timer, so we're good. Once that thingy beats, then I'm like, I gotta get out of here. But no, we got time. Go ahead.
It just don't make no sense, Miss Fins. I mean, honestly, like, what are we doing here? It's you know what? I'm just gonna leave Michael Penix alone. Yeah, everybody is entitled to their opinion. Miss Fins.
But wait, but was I wrong? Was I wrong, Lewis, when I said that the only reason why you would is if you're looking to not pay, all that money, right? And B, if you're trying to extend that Super Bowl window. I don't think that that's
But
so far off. If you're gonna get the same guy.
How are we extending the window though? Again, he's the same guy, but he's not on Tua's level. He ain't gonna be ready this year.
True. That is true. I'm
So,
with you. Unless by
so
some
then how,
miracle he becomes CJ Stroud, but for this team, then yeah, I get it. I'm with you on that one.
I just don't understand. But Miss Phins, I'm gonna leave Michael Penix alone now that I'm up here. Oh, you are gonna hear it this morning, Miss Phins. I cannot believe what you
Glad I
said
did.
earlier. I
Go ahead.
cannot believe. Do you know how long we had to fight people, Miss Phins, me, you, others in the community, when people told
I
us
know.
that Brian Flores sabotaged Tua Tagovailoa? You know how many times we had to fight against that when people
I
would come
know.
up?
I
Tua
still
got
got the
sabotaged.
scars.
Miss Phins, I cannot believe what you said this morning. Mike
What did
McDaniel
I say?
sabotage. You said Mike McDaniel sabotaged Skylar Thompson. You know these. Miss Phins, you have lost your mind, Miss Phins. What are you doing, Miss Phins?
Hey, listen, I gotta stir the pot too. I'm trying to get subscribers. So, but listen, the way I see it is, hey, he hasn't been given a shot. So I have to say he sabotaged him by not
No.
helping him get ready
He was
for
given
what
his
he did
shot.
have.
No, he was given his shot.
Oh,
He
we're
didn't.
back.
He did not run with that shot. He did not take full advantage of his opportunities when he was on the field. And I cannot believe I watched Back Alley Phins too. Shout out to the ladies of the community. I love all three of y'all. Insanity is great. Miss Phins, you're awesome. And Nene is great as well on Back Alley Phins. Nene was damn. She was wrong too. Finsanity, don't let Nene say she was cooking you. She didn't cook. Nene was cooking Pop-Tarts in a microwave. That's what Nene was doing. You hear me? Talking about Skylar Thompson didn't get no opportunity. Have you lost your mind? The man scored 9 points in the game against the Jets. He couldn't even get in the end zone. What are we talking about here?
But wait, Lewis, hold up, because if you're gonna say that, I'm already here. I can already hear totally score 7 points versus Kansas City. Like,
well, guess
hello?
what, Miss Phins? Guess what? See, I go everywhere, Miss Phins. I'm glad you brought that point up. Tua Tagovailoa did score 7 points, right, against that Kansas City Chief team. Now, the favorite word in this community, right? And I see this dude, whoever the CB is. There's a lot of people I don't know in this community, and that's definitely one of those people. I have no idea who that is. But the simple fact is he always uses the word context. Well, let me throw a little context out there for you, Miss Phins. Tua Tagovailoa scored 7 points in Kansas City when it was minus 26-degree weather, correct? Now, the MVP of the league that had a way healthier team at home against that same Kansas City Chief team scored 10 points. Are we talking about that? Because the MVP of the league, that Lamar Jackson guy, you know who that is, Miss Phins, right? The guy that can run past people, the guy that has one of the strongest arms in the league. He only scored 3 more points than Tua Tagovailoa. So what happened there to that elite quarterback? You see, but we only talk about
But it's 3 more points though.
Oh, so 3 more points. So we're hanging our hats on 3 more points, Miss Phins. That's what we're doing.
But wait a minute.
You're gonna make me go on camera, Miss Phins. You are gonna make me turn up and go on camera. You hear me? You hear me?
I can't. This is too funny. But come on, Lewis, because that's ridiculous. At least he got 3 more points, and he was able to move the ball down the field. What are we talking about? I'm sorry, that was hilarious. Look, you can't tell me in how many quarters, and we only Lord. All I know is that at the end of the day,
Miss Phins, I need you to drop that link for EM Dolphin fan.
I did. He's running. He said he didn't want to go ahead and.
EM is running?
EM
is running? EM, did you hear that, Miss Phins?
I'm kidding, EM. You know I love you.
EM, Miss Phins is taking shots. Oh, the EM is running now. Oh man.
I'm totally kidding. You know? Oh my God. Oh Lord. He's like, I can't come up. I'm working. I'm sorry.
No, I don't want to hear that. You're right, Miss Phins. He's running. That boy's scared. That boy is scared. He's running. Unbelievable.
Oh man.
You
I'm
know what?
sorry.
I used to. Hey, there's a certain person, Miss Phins, right, that always says retaliation is a must. But I don't know about it, man. I'm starting to have questions about certain individuals in this community. I really am. It's crazy.
Well, you know what? Is it far fetched to think that if you are gonna get a younger version, unproven, I'm with you on that one because I was very clear when I said that, an unproven, same, Tua, if you will, or Tua light, wouldn't you want to get somebody that's cheaper if you're gonna get similar product so that you can extend that window?
Yeah, but again, we keep talking about the word is extending the window. Michael Penix is not going to be hit the field running, bro. He's not. So it's going to be it's wasting what you have already in the building. You think Michael Penix? I mean, honestly, let's play the scenario out. Tua's not here. We draft Michael Penix. He's starting week 1. He's the starter for this season. Do you think that the Miami Dolphins are going to have a better season with Michael Penix Jr. than Tua Tagovailoa this season? I mean, ask yourself that, because when we're talking about extending the window, no, if you draft Michael Penix this year and start him week 1, this season is a loss. It's a lost cause because he's not better than Tua right now.
I can, and I'm with you on that. Because he hasn't hit. I will never take a player that hasn't even hit a snap in the NFL over someone with experience. And I said that, and I prefaced that multiple times today when I said this. And for me personally, I think that it would be a wash to have this year, but if we believe in Mike McDizzle, you don't think he might be able to get the guy?
Miss Phins, you just got a super chat. Put it up, Miss Phins.
I did. Which actually, I just looked back and I didn't even realize. My gosh, my big Philly, I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize that you gave me a super chat. I was on a different window. I'm literally cooking breakfast while Lewis is actually cooking.
There you go.
Shout out to you, Big Philly. He said another one early, and I'm so sorry I missed it. What if Tua bets on himself, plays on the franchise tag? Well, you mean the 5th-year option, and Miami allows him to test free agency like they did with Wilkins and Hunt. And shout out again, man. Thank you so much, Big Philly, with your $10 donation. I appreciate you. Mwah. Thank you so much. It really helps out the channel so much. So thank you so much. What would it be? That would be. I will tell you this: if Mike McDaniel were to take Tua, have him play on a 5th-year option, right? He bets on himself. We don't come to terms, right? Then I'm telling you right now, fire Chris Grier. Because it is multiple players that we have signed, multiple players that we have developed, where this man, not only has he not gotten a player or extended a player when he should have, or come to terms to get the player to stay, right? B. But then, on top of that, we get nothing for that player. And don't talk to me about no dang, but Miss Phins, the comp picks are for the next year. And that's maybe if you don't sign a player with a big contract. Maybe. I don't value comp picks. So for me, not letting Tua walk, and he does go ahead and bet on himself, plays, and keeps it moving, let's say he makes it to the AFC Championship, we lose for whatever reason, right? Man, I'm gonna be so heated because I told you guys already. Last off season, I was ready to pay $200 or $300 million fully guaranteed if he did what I needed him to do. One of them was obviously stay healthy, but I needed him to have that postseason success. We didn't get that postseason success. It is a team effort. I get that. But he individually didn't have that postseason success. So,
Miss Finn, let me.
I get it. You're gonna
Okay,
say with the weather. Give me a second. Let me finish real quick.
okay.
But once he does, and this year he continues his health, continues to push that ball down the field, we see him compete
Right,
versus top teams and
right,
gets us through to multiple levels of the why not pay him?
right.
And then that would be a massive failure on Greer. If we just
Now,
let him walk, he's earned the right to be a free agent. Get them.
now, real quick,
Go
Miss
ahead,
Fins. Now,
Lewis.
now, real quick. Let's address what you were just saying. Right. I want you to give me a quarterback in the league that would have shined and had playoff success with the amount of take the weather aside. I'm not even going to mention the weather. Name me
Yeah.
the quarterback. Name me the quarterback with the amount of injuries that we had going into Kansas City. Right. We know all the players that did not play. Tell me the quarterback that has playoff success with that roster.
Okay. There's literally maybe three and only three that I can think of.
Okay, who's
And
that?
ironically, two of them weren't even playing in the season.
Okay,
I
and
think
who are
that
those guys?
what's his name? I'm gonna say right now. I think Patrick Mahomes would have done it. He,
Okay,
3-time Super Bowl champ. I don't
okay,
think I'm
cool.
far fetched from saying that.
Can I stop you right there? Can I stop you right there real quick?
Go ahead.
Now, let's address Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes
Mm.
in a Super Bowl, only missing two starting offensive linemen, right? He was only missing two. He had Chris Jones was on the field, Tyreek was on the field, Travis Kelce was on the field. All his offensive weapons were on the field. All that man was missing was two offensive linemen in the Super Bowl. They scored 9 points. He scored 9 points against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That the same Patrick Mahomes that is considered arguably the greatest quarterback that has ever played this game. He scored 9 points, and all that man was missing was two offensive linemen. But we want Tua Tagovailoa that's missing three starting offensive linemen, his two best pass rushers, right? His receivers are battling injuries. Javon Holland is having injuries, right? We want him to overcome all that. You see the hypocrisy in that, Miss Fields? You see the hypocrisy in that,
Yeah.
but we don't bring
I
that
see
up
what you
though.
mean. I mean, but you don't think that he could have done something with this team? I see you back, Ali Phins, and you really don't think that it would have made it happen? Mm?
Well, I'm going. We can say if things could happen. I gave you proof of when it didn't happen, and the man was only missing two offensive linemen. So we can play the game if. Do you think if? Right? It's always if. No. I'm not playing the if game. I'm giving you a game where Patrick Mahomes was missing two offensive linemen. He had his number one receiver in Tyreek Hill on the field. He had his number one tight end on the field.
Hmm.
He had basically Chris Jones, right? His defense was intact. They scored 9 points. Why didn't he overcome that?
Hmm.
That's all I'm saying. See, we hold Tua to all these standards. And again, this is where people need to understand about me. The facts are, I don't care when people kill Tua. I kill Tua when it's warranted. But we hold Tua, the same guy that everybody comes on these panels every day and spaces on
Same.
Twitter every day and tell me that Tua is so limited. Tua can't do this. He can't do this. He can't do this. But then we want to hold him to a standard that we hold nobody else. It's one thing if you want to kill Tua, but then when Lamar Jackson plays like trash, if you call him out, people want to say, well, he's still elite. If you want to kill Tua, but then hold Patrick Mahomes to the same standard, I ain't got no problem. If you want to kill Tua and hold Josh Allen to the same standard, I ain't got no problem. But don't tell me and don't come up here every day and kill Tua, but then want to hold Josh Allen to a whole different standard. When he plays bad, oh, it don't matter because he's elite because he has a strong arm. Oh, you can't say nothing about Lamar Jackson because he can run around. Man, stop. This is why I say Miss Phins, and again, it's PBS, right? I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I'm throwing myself included. We as a fan base have the dumbest fan base in the NFL. We do it to ourselves. No wonder people say because we say dumb things. And shout out to Finsanity. I'm glad you up here, right? I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna let you ladies do it. But Finsanity, and I see her name, Nene. I see you. I'm gonna catch you later, Nene. Don't worry. You know I know where to catch you. But Finsanity, you've been lighting Nene's butt on
Lewis
fire.
is lying.
Hey, Finsanity be lighting Nene's butt behind on fire.
No. Nope. That is a very well put chemistry panel, and we're not about to make this. No, listen. Everybody know back in the day. That y'all know Finsanity back in the day. Yeah, I would have, been. That's not the type of time I'm on. I just want to have, constructive conversations. And my thing is like this. One thing I've learned is you can't tell someone how to fan, and you have to be respectful of other people's opinion. And once you can do that, you can say, you know what?
True.
We on different terms, but you see it this way. I see it this way. Hey, at the end of the day, it is. That's Nene. Nene says she 3-0, so she 3-0. I don't care about none of that.
Nah, Nene's 1-2.
Listen.
She's 1-2. She ain't 3-0. She's 1-2.
Listen. Can I tell you something?
I'm sorry. Did you say you don't care about none of that?
I already put my work in.
Lewis is lying, Nene.
I already put my work in. There's a reason why when my name come up in chats and her name respectfully, I already put my work in. I'm good. I'm good with just having constructive conversations now. And Nene's awesome. And she's a great counterpart to me. So we see a lot of things differently, but it's still respectful. That's what I really appreciate about it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, I didn't say nothing disrespectful. I love Nene.
Yeah.
And
wait,
Nene
Ian's coming up. Ian's coming up. Uh-oh.
What? Who?
Is he? I tried to send him the link, but EM needs to message me on X. That's why if he doesn't message me on X, I can't connect.
Y'all trying to turn back Ali Phins. Sorry, my bad. Y'all trying to turn back.
Who's coming up? I have no idea.
Real quick.
Who?
Well, I want to shout out Nene. Thank you. It's your hard-earned money, and I'm so grateful. And thank you for the support. Nene literally said, "Lewis is lying. Nene the champ. 2-on -3. Back alley Phins. Fire Christopher Aloysius Greer the third." Then we got Miami Fan Talk with a $10 donation. He says, "I think it's a little unfair to put all on him," meaning Tua, for beating teams over 500, wanted to get the team game, and there's factors that go into a lot of those losses. 100% true, and I'm with you, Miami Fan, Big Philly. Like, I agree. I don't think it's all on Tua. I never want to put it all on Tua, but he does bear a lot of it because guess what? He is the the quarterback. He gets all the girls, but he also gets all the criticism because again, he's the face of the franchise. But I agree with you on that, and thank you so much for the support. And we got another super chat. Superfish says, "Thank you so much. There were too many horizontal passes in the Chiefs game. Who decided on those plays?" I mean, technically, I guess it would be the quarterback. But I mean, again, the head coach is the one that sets the plays. It's on the quarterback and the players to execute. So
Well, Miss Phins, what now? Watch this, Miss Phins. Watch this, right?
Yeah.
Remember when I forgot what comment it was or who made the comment, but actually it was the video you played about Joe Klatt. Joe Klatt said he's tired of seeing Tyreek Hill have to stop, turn around, wait for the balls when Tua Tagovailoa.
He did say
Remember when he said that? Okay, cool. I remember watching Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, the first one, when they played the 49ers, when Tyreek Hill was on that team, and they were down 20-10 in the fourth quarter. That man threw a pass that when Tyreek Hill caught the ball, he was turned around. He was turned around, flat-footed, looking at the direction where the ball was coming from, and he caught it like the ball was actually punted instead of thrown. Does everybody remember that? He wasn't running. He didn't have to not stop to catch the ball. But again,
I remember that.
It's only Tua that throws those kind of passes. It's only Tua that can't outthrow Tyreek Hill. No one will bring up that throw with Patrick Mahomes, though, right?
But there's just multiple of them. It's not just that one. It's been multiple ones that and Tyreek tells you he just throws the ball up and I adjust. He said this in multiple. That's how they're thinking.
Okay. Hey, Miss Phins. Again, I know you, right? You've made a big mark and staple in this community. Obviously, Finsanity is definitely a legend in this. Who's this other person on the panel though? Who's that?
Oh, this is Mr. E.M. Dolphin fan. Good morning.
Listen, real quick. I don't have very long, but listen. I was not planning on coming up here this morning, Miss Phins, but listen, to hear, somebody is actually coming at my Finsanity. I can't tolerate that. I had to jump up here at that point. What's going on, Finsanity? Who is that coming at you? Who is that trying to kick up dust with you? I want to know right now. What is going on in these streets?
That's probably like the next, major female in this community. I have nothing but respect for that woman, and she definitely brings the fire. But it's all love, and I think that's what people, gotta understand about me.
That will not be tolerated. That will not be on my watch. That will not be tolerated.
I'm not that old person no more. I already fought myself for my spot on these panels.
And I am really surprised at Miss Phins too. That's supposed to be your day one right there, and she ain't doing nothing but kicking in the background. She ain't doing nothing but kicking in the background. You allowing that? You allowing that, Miss Phins? Really?
First of all,
we got respect.
Boy, hey, you know what? Sometimes it be your own people. I tell you, man.
Yo, I know this man.
Sometimes it be your own people, man. Y'all wild. Y'all wild.
First of all, make sure if y'all don't know what you're talking about, go check out the latest episode of Back Alley Phins. Make sure you go check that. Like, subscribe, put a comment. We are interacting, so we are responding to your comments. Be nice, but be fair.
You see your boy Esther in the chat, Finsanity. You see your boy Esther?
Esther Bonter?
He's scared to come up. Exactly. He's scared to come up on panels now, Finsanity. We ran him off the panel the other night. So
yeah.
We ran that racist individual off that panel the other night.
Oh my God!
He's never been racist. Shout out to PB83. PB kids.
Hey, so real quick, EM, I know you said you can't be here long, but what are your thoughts on drafting Michael Penix Jr., bro?
Man, that's why I hit CB up in the chat earlier. I said, listen, man, I got to get some stuff. I'm going to keep it PG, Miss Phins. But I asked him, was he going live later on? Because I need to get some stuff off. You know what I mean? Listen, I am not going to address that on this platform. This is not the place to do that. Because I want to let my hair down when I address this situation. I've been listening. You know what I mean? And Miss Phins is not the only platform that's been promoting this Michael Penix Jr. narrative. And the way I want to.
I just talked about it.
Hey, the way I want to turn up, I want to completely, and I want to turn up, and this is not the program for it. So that's why I hit CB earlier and said, hey man, you going live later because hey, I got some stuff I gotta say. I want to get off. So, but no, I think it's ridiculous at this point, even be, even entertaining that, bro. Like yeah, we better wait till another program because listen, I'm gonna get. Like I said, I'm on a break right now. I took a quick break because I heard, what was going on with my girlfriend's sanity, and that's been addressed. So, but Ms. Phins, respectfully, I'm not going to address that Michael Penix Jr. nonsense. It is absolute buffoonery.
It was a question. I didn't say I would do it. And when Lewis asked me, I literally said that I would take experience, aka Tua, over someone who hasn't even taken a snap in the league. I don't know how many times I have to say that. Like,
what is the guarantee? What is the guarantee that you're going to get a guy, and even if he's picked number 1 overall, right? Yeah, what's the guarantee that you can get a guy to come in here and either replicate or exceed the level of production we've gotten out of Tua the last 2 years? That is a massive unknown. Why would you want to invest in it? Why would you want to push all your chips in the middle of the table for an unknown? That makes no sense to me.
The only reason why you would ever take Michael Penix is if 2 reasons. One, if you're gonna, from what they allegedly say, he's too light, right? Then it's number 1, you're gonna get similar, from what they say, it's a cheaper contract because it's a rookie and you extend your Super Bowl window. That's it.
But that's not it. But that's not it.
I would take the experienced Tua, who's been through stuff.
Oh, I didn't catch that part. I'm sorry. I definitely missed that part. I didn't hear you say that. But with that being said, how is that bringing in a rookie, right? That's never played a down in the NFL. You're replacing the Tua led the league in passing this year. He's been in the MVP conversation the last 2 years. He's been highly productive. You're going to replace him with a player that hadn't taken a snap in the NFL. How is that extending your window when you're playing to the unknown? How is that extending your window?
Because you're going from 1 year with the 5th-year option to having 4 years in a rookie contract with Penix.
But again, his contract has nothing to do with his play on the field. Is he going to come in here and process at the level of Tua? Is he going to come in here and be accurate with the football as Tua? Is he going to come in immediately? Because you're saying extending the window. So what the implication there is that there won't be any drop off in terms of us being able to contend at the compete at the highest level. That's what the implication is. So there is too much of an unknown. This is ridiculous. Y'all need to stop with this Madden 2 a.m. sports in a highlight mentality. Y'all need to stop that. This ain't Madden. I mean, it don't. Oh, you can just trade up. You need that trash box. You need to stop. But
you need to. That's all about Xbox.
But y'all think this is Madden? You can just swap players in and out, and they're and you get the same level of production no matter who you swap, who you substitute. Whatever substitution you bring in, it don't work that way. That is a massive gamble for a team that is in win now mode. A massive gamble.
Hold on, and which I agree with you, and I've said this before. But what about of the people who have the thought of you keep drafting a quarterback until you get your guy? If you don't think your guy is it, because I don't know if you saw the whole clip for John.
Not in the first round, though. Not the only time. Okay, yeah, I do agree with. Yeah, you should draft a quarterback, but if you got a guy that's has been productive as Tua, right? You don't take a player in the first round unless you're ready to move off of him. The Green Bay Packers, they drafted quarterbacks every single year, but what happened?
Every year.
When they drafted one in the first round, well, they knew that they were going to move. The relationship between Aaron Rodgers and the front office had soured, so they were getting out ahead of that. And anticipate moving off of him. So that you don't see these teams. Yeah, I do agree that you should draft a quarterback every year. But when teams have a guy that's as productive as Tua, you don't draft him in the first, second, third round.
Okay.
Name me the team that has done that.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean, and I totally understand, and I get what you mean, and I actually kind of agree. Again, I'm of the
Well,
experienced type. I will always take experience over somebody I don't even know. I don't
Can
know
we be
what he's
honest?
gonna do because again, he hasn't taken a snap.
Can we be
But
honest?
hold on. But they Green Bay does done that 2 times
I can
before. They
understand why
drafted
somebody
quarterback.
who wants to go ahead and get with that, they'll be able to do. What's up,
The
Shake Money?
Philadelphia Eagles
Welcome.
drafted Hurts. The Philadelphia Eagles drafted Hurts when Carson Wentz was being productive. He was also in the MVP conversation as well. So they drafted a quarterback as well in the second round.
But they knew but it was close. They knew that and again, the relationship had soured between Wentz and the front office. And on top of that, his play had fallen off completely.
Fact.
He was no longer the player again once he got hurt. So they knew, right? They were out. They were getting out in front. They knew at some point in the near future that they were going to part ways. So yeah, at that point, absolutely. But you're talking
No,
about
they didn't know. They had an idea. That's why they didn't. But they took a chance.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they knew they were going to move off of
At some point, yes.
They didn't know
in the near future.
They didn't know that. They were uncertain. That's why they drafted it, just in case. It was just
Nah.
in case.
No. Jake, what EM is saying is they understood that within the next 2 years at least they would have had to get somebody in the building because things were already ruffled.
They already gave him his contract.
Yeah, after the year he got hurt, they extended him, which they shouldn't have, because he had that one good year in his play, as well as the relationship between the front office and the locker room. The relationship has soured. So yeah, they brought him back, and again, they got that plan in motion. They went 0 dark 30, didn't say a word to the media, didn't leak any kind of information, and they put that plan in motion because they knew at some point in the very near future they were going to move off of Carson Wentz, and that's the strategy. But if you got a guy that's young, ascending, right, as productive as Tua, you don't in a Super Bowl window, I might add, there's no way you make that move at this point. This is ridiculous. I don't even know what Joel Klatt, bro. Anyway,
No, EM. And this, can y'all hear me? I'm sorry. I'm going to
we can. Yeah, we can.
Just 2 minutes of y'all time. Let's be honest, right? This is not about anyone but our front office, right? Because they have, for the last 4 years, they have said we're going to move on with Tua while engaging with conversations to bring other QBs in. And the reason why for the last umpteenth years, let's say this past offseason, the offseason before that, and we can go the offseason before that, the Miami Dolphins have been tied to either a free agent quarterback, whether it was either trading or potentially drafting one. Why? Because this front office has not shown that commitment to Tua, but now with the 5th year on option available on the table, they want us to believe that Tua is their guy. And we're going to move forward in the future with Tua when you've said it before. So now what is the media going to do? The media has now said the Miami Dolphins narrative is going to be, should the Dolphins replace Tua? Because that's what they've been trying to do the last umpteenth years, as long as he's been on this team. So they're not giving the Miami Dolphins the benefit of the doubt, and they need some nonsense and BS to talk about. So, what narrative can we push today? Oh, Justin Fields, Russ, Lamar, Deshaun, Tom Brady, who else? Kirk Cousins. It's freaking ridiculous. It's out of hand and it's ridiculous. And the reason why now it's going into the draft is because we didn't do it in free agency. So now, are the Dolphins going to draft another quarterback? And it's just another BS nonsense narrative.
And if you get to
can I say
definitely,
hello real quick? Since I was summoned up here for like 2 hours, I am here, and I want to rebut that.
Good morning,
she just said.
Good morning, Nene. Give it before you go.
hey,
Let me
You
let
always want to rebut everything I say.
Keep your guards up, Finsanity. Keep your guards up, goddamn it.
Let
But
you have
Good
listen,
morning,
You
EM.
can
hey, how
change my
you doing,
name,
Nay
Miss
Nay?
Fins.
How
I
you
miss
doing?
you, EM.
Hey, how you doing, Nay Nay?
Yeah,
Hey,
yes,
it's
real.
all love.
insanity with that blasphemy you had.
Yeah. Hey, but listen, I want to circle back to Joe Platt because he's the one that put this out. He was the first one like a couple months back that, he put out there that the Dolphins should entertain drafting Michael Penix. But see, okay, if you're gonna initiate the conversation, at least have a valid reason as to why you feel like a team should go in that direction, right? You listen to what his justification for that was. Um, he throws a deep ball. He's talking about Michael Penix, right? He brought up the contract stuff or whatnot. And again, that is the most valid part of the argument. I don't agree with that. I don't co-sign that, but I can see why people, again, that rookie
As a
contract
sign, yeah.
at the quarterback position, that's a value. That's a valuable commodity, right? In the NFL. So, but from a football perspective, he just didn't make any sense, right? Because again, he brought up the reasons why they should go in that direction, but the reasons that he brought up, Tua is like at the top of the NFL at the highest level in those categories. And I'm like, bro, that absolutely makes no sense. Like he kept bringing up deep ball thrower, or whatever. Tua's been the most accurate deep ball thrower the last 3 years. So it absolutely makes no sense in my opinion. The only portion of the argument that I can somewhat entertain is the rookie contract. But still, with that even being said, you're comparing a rookie contract with the possibility of this player coming in and busting out. No, I'm not willing to make that. I'm not willing to make that. I'm not willing to make that.
Well,
Make that move.
well, here's the thing. The reason I would draft the quarterback and not Michael Penix, and sometime you need a valuable backup because at the end of the day, injuries do happen. I'm not saying that Tua is injury prone or whatever. There's no guarantee that he's not going to get injured. So if he does get injured, you're going to need somebody that's comparable to keep the ship afloat to Tua gets back, and not have any drop offs like we did the year before. He was with McDaniels when we had when Skylar Thompson and freaking Teddy Bridgewater was losing those games.
Hey, Miss Fans, can I ask you a question? How long you gonna be up here? Because I see a good Christian sister has left, and I wanted to
Oh,
rebut
she might have had
what
some
she said.
issues with
Okay,
the
okay.
connection, but yeah, I'm not gonna be here for too much longer. But I do have I can do another 10. Oh, she back. I got another 15 in here.
All right. So here's my thing, without the trolling, right? And I just want to land the plane quickly, and I want to be heard without interruption. And what business? I ain't just talking about football. Can you go 25 years without meeting objectives and not try to improve key positions? This is my problem with the rebuttal, right? There's people that want us to believe in Tua. Cool. He's our quarterback. Cool. But at the same time, he's been here for 4 years. Four. Literally, the pandemic. We went through a whole world changing event, and he's been here at the start of that. So there's 4 years. And he's only completed one full calendar season. Now I know y'all gonna bring up other quarterbacks. I'm not speaking to them. I'm just speaking to the Miami Dolphins business because I hate when we do that, right? Instead of staying on par, staying the course on what we talk about. But what about this person? No, I'm just talking about the Miami Dolphins. When we invested in this product, right? If we would have told you draft day that this guy will only play 1 year out of four, would we have honestly bid and sold on him without contingency plans? I'll just ask that question first.
Is that a question you're asking
Is that
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
rhetorical
yeah.
You
or
said you said
a
not to
because
actual
answer that.
question?
you said
You said
yeah,
So what
because
I'm saying, like, hold on, I know we playing future, right? So if you were told draft day, right, when Tua was drafted, this kid is going to only give you one full season out of 4, would you have taken that?
So it sounds like you're asking a panel question. So for me personally, one full season, as in fully healthy, complete season, that'd be tough for me.
I mean,
Take
it would be
the
tough.
feeling out of it.
It would be tough, but you can. But again, if you would have gone back to 2016, I believe the draft, Xavier Howard came out, right? If we would have had a crystal ball at that time, we could see in the future where he had durability issues throughout his career. Are you still making that move?
Well, to
My
me,
point
for
is,
Xavier Howard,
you can make a case. You can put that. I mean, that applies to every player, Nene.
no, but I'm just asking. I'm really asking a direct question, and I know people don't like to answer this question because then the supporters start questioning you for being honest. If you know what you know now, that with a 5-year sample size, he's only played one full season with all of the talent surrounding him. Remember, we didn't just build the roster, we built the coaching staff to support this one player, right?
But
And I'm not even going to put in the playoff wins because the playoff wins, that's a
she's talking to
conversation
me.
for another day. If you knew what you knew now, and the secondary part of this question is why it came up.
Mhm.
If you knew what you knew, why not have a contingency plan to continue to bring in guys? Because I know competition make people pissy. So I'm sorry, that's a bad word. I know competition make people sensitive, but continue to bring in guys because that position is too important. I do agree that there's only a couple of teams in NFL history that have won the whole shebang bang without a elite quarterback. If you knew what you knew now, that he's only going to give you 1 out of 4 years, forget the stats, just one full, I'm here, I'm showing up to work. Because you can't do that in no other job. You can't be on a job for 5 years and only show up to work 1 full year and be absent. You'll be fired.
But Nene
By
though,
the way,
listen,
Patrick Mahomes only had like 2 full seasons. Health. He's
and
been injured lots of times.
And look at how injured. I mean, Joe Burrow's missed seasons, like 2 seasons, 2
And I just
full
said don't bring
seasons.
in other players. I just
But
said
Hold up,
you
because
have
she's asking
to.
me. She's
You
asking
have
me.
to.
No,
You
you
have to because
don't.
you need an example. You
No,
Tua.
You
you
have
don't. The
to.
You're
example is
trying to make
clear.
out. You're trying to make it like Tua is subhuman, and
No,
Exactly.
all I'm
he
saying,
can't. He
Shay,
can't
no,
have
no,
any
no.
Exactly.
standards.
I never said that. I'm just saying if I
Exactly.
tap, hold on, let me play the scenario because I knew y'all was gonna
You
do that.
act
I knew
like
y'all was gonna
and you're
start
acting
bringing
like
in other
you're
people.
playing a sport
Can
where
I
you're
All
can I
I'm
playing
answer the
patty
saying,
cake.
question?
Everybody
and you
Can
gets
y'all
don't.
hear
injured.
me?
Here's the thing: you
Hold
don't have
on,
to
chick
answer the
money.
question.
Give her a minute.
You don't have to answer the question. All I'm saying, if on draft day I could come to you and show you a video, Greer or whoever was making the decision, this guy is only going to be healthy out of 1 year out of 4 or 5. Would you have picked him? Yes or
So
no?
let me,
Hold up. Can you
Nene,
hear me? Can you hear me, Miss Finn?
Finsanity. We can hear you, and I want Finsanity to be the only one to speak because she's been trying to get in here, and I know it's sometimes hard to hear because she loves to whisper. Sometimes her careless whispers are a little tough. I just had to say it. But go ahead, Finsanity. The literal floor is yours.
Okay, so Nene, obviously, hindsight is 2020. When you're drafting a guy, you're not thinking, oh, he's only going to give me 1 year out of 5, as you put it, or 1 year out of 4. And you're coming from it like no fan, like you're asking a question that only has one answer. Like, no fan would sign up for that. No realistic front office would sign up for that. But that's hindsight
But
that you're
pause. Wait a
looking
minute.
at.
Is it
You
really?
said that night.
Hold on. Is it really?
Wait.
Because
Let her finish, Nene. Let her finish
No,
because
no,
go
because
she.
she
go
said
ahead.
it's
No,
hindsight. I want to clear it up because
it's
it's
hindsight.
not. It's not hindsight because it was actual truth. You drafted him after he had a major surgery. He couldn't even work out for you. So it's not hindsight. You knew. You knew this guy hasn't been healthy since high school. His whole time in Alabama, he didn't play a full season.
Oh man. Okay. Well, here you're
Hold,
Frank Gore.
hold on.
You're a University of Miami fan. I'm sure of it, right? Frank Gore was hurt every year. He got drafted and not missed and rarely missed a season, and where was rarely injured. Frank Gore was injury prone in college. When he got to the pros, rarely got hurt.
But what I'm saying, I'm only speaking to the hindsight
Curtis
comment.
Martin was
Like I
too.
said,
Curtis
y'all
Martin
love
as
to
well.
draw in other scenarios. All I'm saying that is a false statement to say it's hindsight, because when you
They
drafted
knew what
him,
they were
you
signing up
knew
for.
he was injured. You knew.
It's hindsight because you never know what's going to happen.
No.
when you
What I'm
draft him.
saying is, if he wasn't injured, then it's hindsight because you don't know. But you brought in a
There's
guy
been a lot
that
of
had a
QBs.
injury. That
So you're
had
saying
a
that
major
nobody got
injury.
injured
Hold on.
in college?
It's football. Everybody
See,
get
this is
injured.
what I don't
Everybody
like
get
coming
injured
up
and see
here,
playing on injuries.
because
Like,
when I start hurting feelings, everybody want to talk over you.
No, when you
If
start
you let
talking
me
nonsense,
complete the
we talk over
question,
you. Not hurting
if you
Shake,
feelings.
let
When
me
you start
complete the
talking
question,
let her
then you
speak
can't
because
answer.
she's asking a question that's where she wants us to look at things. She wants us to go back to draft night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she wants us to put that into perspective of the situation that we're in now. Okay, that's fine. There have been a lot of QBs that have come in here and got hurt. There's been a lot of players. Freaking Pat White got hit one time and never played another down in his freaking life. Like,
That's
come
not
on here. Like, come
answering my
on now.
question.
They
That's
knew,
not
and that's why
answering
I
what I'm
said, hold
asking.
up, because now we can go back to Phins, and we can circle back to this because you brought it in here. Yes, they knew what they were signing up for with Tua, but they thought that a healthy Tua, the upside and what he presented when he is healthy, was worth taking him at the 5th overall pick. And that's what you saw last year. You saw somebody who was able to lead the league in yards, have one of the most explosive offenses, and that's what they signed up for. Now, everyone wants to say, can he continue to do that? Can he continue to be healthy? We'll see, because I can't say yes or no yet. But the product that they thought they were drafting, the closest thing that they probably got to it so far was last year with a full season. He's able to lead the league in offense, right? He played through some injuries because he wasn't fully healthy. Like, let's be real with that. And what's his name? But everybody wants to jump off of Tua so bad.
That's not my question. That's why I started with one question.
But here's the
so
thing.
we could
You
discuss
want me to
that.
answer a hindsight question. No GM would draft a quarterback if they knew that quarterback would only play 1 year out of 4.
Okay, so
None.
Here's my secondary question.
So why are you asking a rhetorical question?
So hold on, so because I
but
asked
it's
because
hindsight.
Hold on, this is my thing. Why ask people to come up to the panel to have a conversation and don't like the questions that they ask you?
You're asking a rhetorical question.
I mean, but okay, then let me know.
I have no problem
when you come up here. I need to know. I need to know the rules, because we can't have a healthy conversation whenever I say something and it hits a nerve. And people want to start. That's why I didn't want to come up here today. That's why when y'all kept asking me to come up here, I respectfully declined, because I know how it goes. When you say one word, it creates this filibuster of anger and yelling and bringing up things that the person ain't even talking to you about. I am asking a direct question.
Nobody's yelling. Nobody yelling this morning?
What
I'm saying is,
nobody's yelling this morning.
You can even see it in the comments. You got 3 people that have the same point of view. I'm the only one with this stance, so it's hard for me to even get a word out.
No.
Damn, they're yelling in the comments. Holy crap! I didn't know you could yell with typing.
Don't sit here.
I'll drop down, because this is not worth my time. If you don't want to have a healthy conversation, there, I could drop down. That's
no.
Nobody's yelling. Ain't nobody's coming at you right now.
You just don't like the answer that's being given.
Well, hold on, Nene. See, this
is what I'm only asking her, and I got the 3 amigos tagging me in. Like, I'm asking her directly.
3 amigo? What? I haven't even addressed you yet, Nene.
No.
So you said it earlier that I was coming for her, so don't do that. That's why I didn't want to come up.
So what? I can't do. So I can't troll, Nene. Do you not troll? Hey, do you not troll me all the time, Nene? You was trolling me yesterday.
I know I was. Today I can't lie. I'm not really in the mood for it. I just wanted to ask her a question, and that's it. I don't need the other stuff. Not today.
I muted everybody.
You see right here.
Hold up, Lewis, because I want to make sure that she gets her word out. You know what I mean? I know she had her question, but to Finsanity's point, if you ask a question, Nene, and someone replies back, and you might not necessarily agree with it. That doesn't mean that what that person is saying is invalid. I didn't realize my mic was off. But you have to give, if that you're asking a question and then the question is answered, you have to allow the person to answer it. You may not agree with what they're saying, but I mean, I've been listening to a conversation, and we all know we're all passionate fans, but I don't think that there was any yelling or anything like that. Overall, there was
It
passion for
was
sure,
it
but
was literally three people yelling, and I wasn't even. I was talking to one person. That's it. That's why when y'all kept
but
sending the link, I
We,
respectfully declined because I know how these conversations go.
but who was
but now
yelling,
that
I
we're
never
man?
getting
have
Who
the
was
time for that.
yelling?
EM,
Nobody was
Shay,
yelling.
I
Lewis,
just don't have time for that
let
today.
Nene
I
have
didn't
the
yell at you,
conversation.
Nene. Now, again, Nene, you feeling a way about how, when I came up here and was trolling about you and Finsanity.
Oh
But
no, I don't
listen,
really care about that.
okay, well, I don't know what beef you got with me. Listen, I haven't even
No, all
addressed
I
you
was
yet.
saying is I was asking her a direct question in terms of availability, and I was trying to transpose it just like any regular job. You cannot not show up to work 1 year out of 4 and expect the boss not to look for a replacement or someone to be available. That was my whole point, but I couldn't even get that out because we started talking about Frank Gore and all this other stuff, and that's not where I was going with the conversation. That's all.
Well, get there. Well, go ahead and
Uh,
go
uh,
in
uh,
whatever
uh,
direction you
uh,
see
uh,
fit. Go
well,
ahead.
Well,
Get it off.
I
I don't.
apologize that I was using logic,
It's
Nene. I'm
crazy.
sorry.
Shake Money,
It, it,
come on,
it,
man.
no, 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 no. But you see, Miss Fins, it is fair what Shake Money's saying, and I'm sorry. Again, I'm usually the person that has to come up here and do this. Nene, what you're doing right now is playing victim, and I don't like that.
Look at
You
the
know I
comments.
defend you. I
Look
love
at the
you.
comments. Look at what people
Well,
are saying. I'm not
I
making
don't
it
care.
up.
Again,
Yeah, y'all don't care, and that's the
I'm just
problem.
trying
That's
to
why I didn't want
finish.
to do this today.
No,
After
no, no,
Hold
yesterday,
no.
I don't want to
on,
do this.
hold on.
Because again, what I'm saying is you're playing victim right now. This is what happens in a debate show. When we're having debates, we don't have to sit here because you make a point. We don't have to sit here and just say, yes, Nene, I agree with your point. That's not
That's
how
not
this
what I
thing
was
works.
saying.
We're
I couldn't even get my question off because we started talking about other things. I was talking to one person. The only reason why I
Which
clicked the link
I
was for
agree.
insanity, and I made that
I
very
agree.
I
clear.
appreciate that. I
but
feel like a celebrity.
eh,
Hold up, Lewis. Hold up,
but
Lewis.
well again.
1 second, Lewis. Before you continue, because I know you were gonna say, she did try to put in her question. She was talking directly with Finsanity. Finsanity answered her question. While Finsanity was answering that question, EM and Shake brought up examples. But I guess she only was looking to go ahead and ask Finsanity this
I,
question. Now,
I thought
I
she
will
was
say
addressing the
this.
whole panel. That's what I thought.
For a second there,
No,
I thought that she was
But this is
addressing Finsanity,
mm,
that's
but
it.
it's okay. It's fine. But you
uh,
did
uh,
post now,
again.
Nene. You did ask a question, and then nobody spoke because we weren't sure if you were directing that to somebody directly or the whole panel. And then you said the whole panel, and then the
Exactly.
panel answered. So it is two-way. Because you did ask a question, and I personally didn't think it was rhetorical. I thought it was direct, but I was letting other people answer. But you gotta
It's a
also see
panel.
that as well.
It, it's a
Listen,
panel
like I
show
said, I'll
though.
just
This
drop
is
down. I'll talk to Finsanity
you know
offline.
what?
I don't have time for this foolishness today. It's why I didn't click the link. It's why I
Nene,
wasn't gonna go
I
on
don't
no panel.
understand how is it
I was just
foolishness.
talking to her. That's it.
Nobody's acting crazy today. Like this has been a back and forth. This has been a spirited debate. I don't understand why.
All right,
You
from now
know,
on, I won't address you, Nene, until you ask me. How about that?
No,
I,
because I was just talking to her. That was it. Because I know when we talk about Tua, it sends like shock waves. You can't even finish your damn question because everybody want to bring up like
What,
seven
what,
different examples that have nothing to do with what I was asking. She was bringing up about a comment that
okay.
I
Well,
said about
can
can I get it out? I just dropped down, and then y'all could do whatever y'all want to do after that. Only reason why I came up is because I mentioned in the comments, it doesn't matter what quarterback we bring up. If it's a rookie, you got a problem with it. It's a veteran, you got a problem with it. I just rather people be square on and honest. We like Tua, nobody else. We don't want you to think about nobody else, say
That's not
nobody
the
else.
case,
Oh,
Nene.
hold on, because
That's
that's why I've
ridiculous.
been asking her in the comments. Give me a name that you're comfortable with, right? Because every time we bring up somebody, whether it's Russ, whether it's this rookie that we talking about, it's always this hurricane of pushback, and it's absolutely ridiculous based off of his availability in 5 years. That's
Well,
all I'm saying.
when I can't speak for other grown people, um, but in terms of the pushback, whenever we engage and initiate the conversation of possibly bringing somebody in to really challenge Tua, like be logical, like have a legitimate player. Like y'all are talking, like I've heard you say, Nate, and again, I don't want you to think like I'm isolating you, but you happen to be up on a panel right now and we're engaging, right? I've heard you say bring in Justin Fields. I've heard you other people say bring in Justin Fields as well as Russell Wilsons of the world. These players are not better than Tua. If you're trying to get better at the position, right? The players that you as well as others in the fan base, these names that they dropping or bringing up that are better than Tua, that is not the case. It's ridiculous. Now, if you want to, now again, I'm willing to have that conversation if you want to bring in a player that you can legitimately say he is better than the guy we have here now. But we're nobody has brought any within logic, right? Nobody has brought up one name that you can say that guy is better. And so when you bring up Justin Fields of the world, Russell Wilsons of the world, Jameis Winstons of the world, I mean, the laundry list of names that these idiots in the community bring up to supplant Tua, and they act like they're better options, it's ridiculous. So you're going to get immense pushback from me when you don't bring logic to the conversation.
Here's the thing. So let me redirect the question. Since nobody that we ever name is okay, then who is okay for you, EM? Who is the guy?
I think the level, if you're going to entertain the idea of bringing in Tua, it's going to be for one of the top guys. It's going to have to, I think Tua is at that level. He's a top 10,
Yeah, but
top
that's not a
7 to 8
name.
guy.
That's dancing around what I just
No,
asked you. Give me a
Pat Mahomes.
name.
But I said within logic. There's nobody available within logic. Is Kansas City going to trade Tua? Going to trade Patrick Mahomes for Tua? No. Are the Buffalo Bills going to trade Josh Allen for Tua? No. So, and again, you know how I feel about Lamar Jackson, right? So, who else within that you can say other than those names that he is clearly better than Tua Tagovailoa?
But here's EM. This what the one problem I have with this conversation. We always talk about who's better than Tua, right? Okay, put a pin there. But we keep forgetting about this guy named Mike McDaniel, right? That was able to give you the confidence to say that Tua is getting to that elite status. I, for one, think Mike McDaniel has the coaching ability based off of the evidence of what he did with Tua and how he made him to where he is with Tua's work, right? The system that he put in place and all of this. I think Mike McDaniel is smart enough and flexible enough to bring in someone and make them as great as Tua, just like he researched too. We keep cutting that out of the equation. We keep saying, oh, it has to be an MVP caliber. Well, let's be honest. Before Mike McDaniel was here, Tua was not an MVP quarterback. It was Mike McDaniel and his coaching. And I think what happens, and I'm just gonna be real. People like Tua, it doesn't matter what happens. You don't want anybody else in the quarterback room. But this is the problem with the logic. When we lose the playoff games, when we choke in December and January, we sit here and blame everybody else. We blame the fans. We blame the Tower Boy. We blame the traffic on I-95 as to where we are, instead of having the most healthy conversation about what is happening with this team in the last 4 to 5 years in this rebuild window. And we don't want to talk about it. All we do is say, no, it can't happen. No, it can't happen. But Tua was not an MVP candidate before Mike McDaniel. And that's a fact.
Well, he has struggled the last 2 years in December, right? For whatever reason, health wise, as well as his play on the field. You will get no pushback from me in that regard. But again, I look at this, in its totality. You got to keep it in perspective. But see, y'all don't, people like you, Nene, y'all don't want to hear perspective. Like you just brought up 4 years. Think about that. This is a 4-year player now. 4 year. You're acting like he's been in, this is his 12th year. Right. And again, you don't like to bring up players, but absolutely you should bring up examples and other players from other teams throughout history to kind of compare and contrast the guy that you have in-house to offer to get to better assess and provide a little more, perspective to where he is at this stage of his development. Right. You talk about Peyton Manning didn't win to his 7th year. Right. It's been a laundry list of players that took them a little longer, right, to figure out how to win on a consistent basis throughout history. I mean, I don't understand why y'all just, again, y'all live in this microwave society and y'all want one player the first day he stepped on a practice field to be the best and to be a Pro Bowl level player. It doesn't work that way.
I can tell you why if you let me counter out the thing, because he was a top 5 draft pick. He was brought in as a part of the reason to get this team to where it should be after 20-some years. Well, it wasn't 20-some years when he came upon. Here's the problem that you still didn't address. If Mike McDaniel could fix Tua for where Tua was, demotivated, looking in the mirror to see if he's a man again, all of that stuff that we heard where he was and why he wasn't performing. And Mike McDaniel, despite if you like his style or not, the production is power. He has played his best under Mike McDaniel. So if he did that for Tua, why couldn't Mike McDaniel do that with another quarterback? Y'all cutting that off.
No. Hang on.
Make sense.
That's still no guarantee. I mean, Bill Belichick developed Tom Brady, right? Bill Belichick developed Tom Brady, and when Bill Belichick wanted to move off him, he took that exact same approach. He said, you know what? We're going to draft Jimmy Garoppolo. I made Tom Brady. We developed Tom Brady. Guess what? We can do the same for him. How did that work out?
What I'm saying, because Andre,
I asked you a direct question. How'd that work out?
That's what I'm saying. I hate when y'all.
I just asked you a simple question. I'm doing exactly what you've been doing all of us up here. I asked you a question, Nene. Yes. How'd that work out?
I'll answer your question. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
How?
Nothing.
See, this is where the frustration comes in.
So I guess
right?
no one else can talk here. All right, cool. I just don't know what we're doing panel shows then, because this is what I was trying. This is what I was trying to say earlier, right? When Nene, again, I'm sorry, I love you, but this is where you're wrong when we have these debates. This ain't just the Nene show. You can't just say what. Well, you did when you said, "Well, I was just asking Finsanity." And
I was
because
I wasn't clicking the link when you were up there.
You're cutting me off, and I just sat here. I didn't say
not
nothing.
Everybody got
you
time
just
for
cut
that
me
every
off.
day.
You're cutting me off, and I didn't say nothing.
But you just said something that was insulting, and I don't deserve that.
Well,
I don't
but
deserve
it's not
that.
Well, again, it's
when
not
we
insulting.
Talking ball,
sometimes
there's no problem at what I'm doing.
Let me know when Nene gives me the permission that I can talk. Let me
know.
Well,
like I said, I'm done, guys.
Well, you can say what you want. That's fine.
Miss Insanity a little later on. Because
okay,
like
well,
I said, I end up talking to EM more than I talk to Finsanity, and I was just here to just answer a question that me and her was discussed. I wasn't here to fight about Tua and all these other people. And that's the problem.
Who's fighting, Nene? So was I aggressive with you,
talk to y'all later.
Nene, was I aggressive with you? Did I raise my voice at any point?
Ain't nobody being aggressive.
It was respectful, but what I'm saying is that I ain't gonna lie, EM. I got a lot of stuff going on today, and I don't want to take that out on nobody. That's why I didn't want to click the link. I was just having a friendly conversation with Finsanity. That was it. I don't want to go into all of this because then the comments get all crazy and all that. And like sometimes you just gotta know when to tap. I'm not.
Well, I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know you had stuff. I mean, I don't.
I got stuff going on today. Okay,
I'm not trying to contribute to that at all. I just wanted to. Again, I just took a break, hopped up here because I just, I felt like, I wanted to, and talk about our team. That was it.
Yeah,
that was my intention.
When Nene, here's your problem. No, I didn't come to hear that today. All I did was come to talk to Finsanity about a particular thing. And that was
Facts.
really it. That's
Well,
why
you know
earlier I
what,
didn't.
Nanny? I'm gonna do this. Maybe that should be part 4. I'm just saying. We might want to
Oh
keep it
man,
part
we
4. You
can.
know what I
All I
mean?
know is I'm starting to quit. I'm starting to look at Miss Fans a little different. That's all I got to say.
Nah,
What I do now?
he messing with you. He messing
She
with you.
she always told about me instigating. I think quite low key,
I would,
Miss Fans. I don't know now.
how
Hey.
am I instigating?
Can
What
I
I,
I
I,
do?
I'm
say right?
I'm trying to
I'm
share my channel
I'm
and
gonna
promote it.
respect.
This is
I'm gonna
crazy, man.
respectfully. We'll,
Absolutely
we'll we'll
crazy.
have that conversation backstage one day. So let's keep it pushing.
To Nene's question, right? And I understand what she's saying and where she's coming from, right? She's saying that because Mike McDaniel has shown to put Tua in the MVP conversation, right? I guess with his limitations and all that, why don't we believe that he can necessarily do it again? And I understand that point. I don't doubt that he could take a QB, put him in this system with all the weapons that we have, and you'll be productive. But we're building something here right now. And to answer your question about name a quarterback, the reason why I responded with an available quarterback to me because we can name top names, we can name names, but are they available? Can we actually go out and get them? Now, to Nene's point, she thinks that I am this Tuaneer that doesn't want to move off Tua, who gets triggered when anything's brought up about Tua. There are receipts, Nay, and I'm going to list them for you. I said we should have went out and got Deshaun. That's moving off of Tua. I said we should have went and got Lamar. That's moving off Tua. You're coming from it from this notion that you feel like I'm not willing to allow Miami or I don't want Miami to get a better quarterback. If a better quarterback has been available, it is on record, and you can ask everyone on this panel right now. I was going for at bat Miami should make that move. But you see me through this lens as this Tua lover and all that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to stop wasting my time and breath with these conversations because this organization has not shown the ability to move off of Tua. Now, they may have tried, but they have not done it. And that's why I brought up that over these past off seasons, there have been these reports that Miami should go out and get this quarterback and that quarterback. And while the name sounds good, has Miami done it? So if my team, the team that I love, the team that is inked up on my whole left arm, full sleeve, full pledge, been a season ticket holder, been a fan since I knew what football was, says that Tua is my quarterback, well then guess what? Tua is my quarterback until going forward. Now, if the Dolphins bring in something else, I've never been against competition. I said Tannehill needed competition. It's just all these things that they try to put on people who want to support their quarterback on this team and say, oh, if you support the quarterback, no, I support this team. And I put it in a tweet. I want Tua to be great so that my team is great. And like I feel that. Can't nobody come on here and ever say that Finsanity is not a true Dolphins fan because I am. What you do is you view me through this lens of it's Tua or nothing. And that's not it. And my thing is like this. We don't have to have this conversation on Back Gully Fins because there are better conversations to be had other than a nonsense narrative because we're probably not going to do it. When the Dolphins show me that they're going to move off Tua, then we can talk about it. But a lot of us have wasted. I mean, it's been good content, it's been creative, but it's only severed this fan base even more. And to
It's
me, it's
insanity.
and to me, it's crazy because it's like no matter what, if there's a QB name out there, oh, it has to be the Dolphins. It has to be the Dolphins. Let me get out of here. We just had a QB that was an MVP candidate coming off of his best season, and here we are doing this stuff. So for everyone in the chat, this is not about necessarily Michael Penix or what quarterback we should move off of. This is, and I'm finally addressing it. Nate thinks that I am just this crazy Tuaneer who is so in love with Tua that if he mentions Tua or moving off of him, I get triggered. No. My receipt
And also, listen, Finsanity, on a lot of those shows in the past when, going back to 2020 and 2021 when the Dolphins were entertaining, moving off of 204 proven commodities, right? I was right. Was I not on the front line with you saying that the Dolphins should make that move? I was right there with you. So again, that's very to use your words, Nene, when you jump to those conclusions, you automatically think everybody is a quote unquote Tua lover, Tua near, whatever. That's insulting. Because again, you and I, you remember we had that conversation a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago backstage, when again, all I said was you're making an assumption. You're not, you haven't conducted all of, enough research to properly address me in that particular conversation. You recall that, right? This is another example of that. This is yet another example of that, Nene. And
But see,
again,
and that's
it's
why,
ve- it's
I'll
very
be honest with
troublesome.
you. This may not be for me. This may be my last time on a panel because I don't have time for this foolishness. I have a serious back injury that may require surgery today. So I'm not up here to cuss, holler, and fuss. I have an opinion about this team. I love this team, but I notice trends. And there are people in the comments that notice the trends. Whenever someone brings up anything that people don't consider positive as Tua, you pounce on them like a dog. And it's absolutely
But we
ridiculous.
don't do that.
And to
The
me,
people
hold
who
on,
you're
because
talking
like
to,
you
we
just
don't do
said,
that. There are people that move like that,
because
but
here's
it's
the
just not
thing.
us.
All I've said was, given what we've seen in a 5-year sample, any business, not just football, any business that has to make a hard decision. This is why I'm on Christopher Aloysius Greer. A leader ain't just somebody that's just throw money at a problem. Sometimes you got to make hard decisions for the betterment of the organization. Like if we have tanked for all, Tua and all these different people, and it looks like we may hit in a season where we're still going to be probably the second best AFC East team. We're probably still going to be a team that has a over 500 record, right? Because we don't know what this DC is going to look like with his pieces. We have lost a lot of talent per se. And whenever you bring that up, oh, you're being negative, you're being disingenuous, do your research. I have done my research. 41 years of being a fan of this organization. And I just don't understand why it's always no. And that's why I formed the question a different way to both of you. If the names that I'm mentioning for Tua, to have somebody else in the quarterback room outside of Skylar and Mike White, then who is it? And we really never get a defined name because I just rather say it. We don't want nobody else with Tua. He's our quarterback. Shut up and just enjoy. Don't bring up nobody else. I'd rather you say that than to say this fluff because Mike McDaniel, technically, Tua wasn't even Mike McDaniel's choice. He inherited Tua, if we want to be honest. And now it looks like if this thing fails, he's going to be the one that's out. And we all know the truth. It is a reoccurring cycle of let's continue to brush the leaves instead of getting to the root of the problem. There's nothing wrong with the concept of drafting a quarterback every year. That's not saying I hate Tua. It's not a problem bringing in a free agent that can come in. I remember, and I didn't want to bring up Lewis, but I remember Lewis said this one thing, and that's why I start thinking this way. He said, if Tua go down, the season is over with. How is that fair to the fans? How is that fair to the other 53? Why don't we have a contingency plan in place that even if something happens to him, we still can compete? I just, like I said, I'm having some major health issues. I have an appointment at 12. For those that are prayerful, pray for me. I have a tear in my spine. So that's why I didn't want to come up here and fight. But when me and Fansanity, I really came up just to talk to her. I didn't come for this other stuff. But you've been very respectful. But y'all have a blessed day.
Nene, before you go, I appreciate you coming through. I will say this. Um, My McDaniel, when he was asked, what can you do for Tua or with Tua? And he said, I have 700 plays
Hmm.
that I can show you that this is why you're doing so well. He chose Tua.
Mm-hmm.
because he wouldn't have had this job had he not. Because
Mm-hmm.
there were other, and this came out, there were other head coach or other people for the same position. They were all asked the same, which I was shocked that they even asked them, "What can you do with Tua?" And they're like, "Can we get another quarterback?" Essentially, and the only one that said I got 700 plays was Mike McDaniel. So he did choose Tua. This is his quarterback.
No,
So
what?
there's
That's not.
so
See, and that's what I'm saying. I hate when context. I'm saying he didn't draft Tua. Like that's not the person he picked. And there, one can say that the Miami Dolphins was the only offer and he wanted to get that head coaching job. That's also a possibility. We don't play into the scenario. What I'm saying, technically, the person that he drafted was Skylar Thompson, that everybody destroys. That was really his choice. I get your perspective of well, he took the job, but he took the head coaching job.
Well,
And Tua was already the quarterback on the team that he. It's not like he said, "Yeah, I want to coach the Miami Dolphins, but I don't want to deal with Tua." It came
well,
with the package. That's all I'm
well,
saying.
well, Nene, to be fair, right? To be factual, Stephen Ross publicly, when they asked him, when they fired Brian Flores, and they asked him, well, what's the? I'm paraphrasing, but they said, what's going to be the plan with Tua moving on? He said, I'm going to completely leave that up to the next head coach. This is what that man said publicly. So, I
He did
mean,
say that on the record. That's true.
so did did they really force Tua upon Mike McDaniel? No, I think they, if Mike McDaniel, whatever coach, Sean Payton, like again, Sean Payton was bringing in Tom Brady with him, so that would have meant Tua would have been, they would have got Tua up out of here. So no, I believe Stephen Ross at his word. Any coach that they brought in, that they elected to bring in, they would have been given the option to either keep Tua or we'll go seek another alternative. We'll seek an alternative. And Mike McDaniel chose, and to his credit, right? He chose. He said, "No, this is the guy that I want for my system."
Quick
And,
question.
and
What?
that part is true. I'm just going off of the context. Like he didn't draft Tua. Like Tua
Okay.
was already here. That's all I'm saying. And it's fair to bring in this conversation, which is healthy, by the way, that he only got offered the Miami Dolphin job, from what I understand. There was no other teams, and if you watch Hard Knocks, there was a segment on how he put what is I think his days sober when and that the Miami Dolphins were the only team that took a chance on him. So that's what I'm saying. It's not like he went through the draft process and he drafted Tua. Tua was already here. I'm not saying that he doesn't want Tua here, but he technically the quarterback that he drafted is Skylar Thompson. And everybody, for the most part, maybe outside of Pete, talk so bad about Skylar Thompson, but that's actually who Mike McDaniel and Greer selected. My whole disposition is this because we got so out of topic, and I do appreciate y'all because I am in a lot of pain today. But
I'm sorry to hear that, Nanny. I hope
no,
you
no,
get
it's
better.
just it's the military, jumping out of planes, being in Iraq, having to wear body armor. A lot of the veterans are dealing with the same thing, and that's why I said today. I know we do our trolling and fighting, but everybody don't have a good day. Some people have bad days, and I know there's people in the comments that are appreciative, so thank you for them. And the people that's not being appreciative, I keep you in prayer. But the whole point I was saying is, I don't think it's a bad idea to bring in other guys because I think Mike McDaniel is, and a lot of people don't like him. I think he's goofy too, but I still think this guy is brilliant with his play designing. Now the execution is questionable, and I think that's because of experience. That's just me. I think he's one of the next gen of play design. Now in game changing and execution, and then I now I'm going to ask the whole panel this: we have actually came to the same place where the coach is not calling the plays that we think that he should in these moments, December, January in particular, right? Do y'all think it's a legitimate reason why? And that's where I come to Rams. What is Mike McDaniel really making the decisions or is he being told what to do? Because to me, a guy that was a running back coach, like that was his specialty in San Francisco, and for you to go away from the run, like it doesn't make sense to me. I'm kind of going into another subject, but I just think
Let
Mike
me let me
McDaniel.
well let,
Go ahead, sir.
to your question, Nene. Like in terms of you know, the philosophical shift based off where he came from. I mean, when Mike McDaniel goes back, y'all recall I said it in Twitter Spaces. I've been on record on YouTube as well. When Mike McDaniel first year, when we once we acquired Tyreek Hill, um, I mean, did Stephen Ross and Chris Greer instruct him to go to when he first met Tyreek? When he shook his head, did they instruct him to say 2,000 yards? I mean, they didn't tell him to say that. That
Well,
man,
I'll give you another example. We do know on the record that they have directed a coach to do a certain philosophy.
right? But
So
I
it's not
highly
out the
doubt.
way.
I highly doubt, right? Because that tells you what his agenda was. I said that from day one when that YouTube interview dropped with Tyreek Hill, and he highlighted the first time he detailed the first time where he met Mike McDaniel. He said the first thing out of his mouth was, "Did you get settled in? How's your family? How's your kids?" None of that. He said 2,000 yards. So that's telling you what his agenda was from the get go once they acquired him. So no, I gotta respectfully disagree with you. That is all Mike McDaniel. That is all 100% Mike McDaniel.
But it okay. So what's the supporting evidence given that his specialty was a running back coach? Like he doesn't know and how to read defenses and to call, and to me his claim to fame is the exotic packages that he comes up with, that are different. The reason why, and I'm not saying Stephen Ross and them are saying it, I have no legitimate proof of that. But to me, based off of their history and their character, it has to be a reason we go from throwing the ball down the field, doing all this stuff, to now just doing these quick 5 yard slants that are in a lot of cases putting our receivers in harm's way. I don't know how many hits that Hill took and Waddle because of the play calling. And to me, it just didn't make sense for what we saw in September, October before Thanksgiving. It even in the Buffalo game, and me and you, Em, talked about this. The Miami Dolphins, the first half of that Buffalo game, the last game of the season, and how the game was called was totally different than how we came out in the second half. It was like we went back to that three and out, can't move the sticks, and it's frustrating because the defense, right? And that's why I don't get on the defense. The defense gets you three and out, so they get hold them to a field goal, and then the offense gets the ball and you can't move it, and it seems reminiscent back to the Flores years, right? I hate to say it that way, but it feels like deja vu. So it makes you wonder why the two head coaches that are being brought in are making these same decisions with the plays towards the end of the season where it hurts us that we collapse.
I just think it's just growing pains with a at that time second year coach. He's just trying to figure out again, just like any job. You can be frying chicken at Popeyes, or you can be in the military, you can be a police officer, you can be whatever. You know, the more you like when you generally an employee, they're much better in year, 2, year 3, year 4 than they were in year 1, because when you're starting something brand new, you're trying to figure out your way, trying to figure out to be the most efficient version of yourself, no matter what walk of life you're in. And that is where
That
I
is
think
true.
and that is where I think Mike McDaniel is. He's just trying to figure out his way. And again, unfortunately, our fan base we're impatient because the roster that they've constructed the last 2 years, has, you know, sent the message that we feel like we can compete and win at the highest level. But it's just unfortunate that you got a first, second year guy that's trying to figure his way out. And again, I've been consistent about this. Tua as well. Tua going in his fourth year. People are acting like this is his 15th. He's trying to figure out how to be the best version of himself when his team needs him the most, when the heat is on, right? In those, most pressurized moments. That takes time. That takes repetition. That is where we're at. And hopefully this year in 2024, they have graduated to another level, him as a head coach, Tua as a player. Because if that happens, again, I think we'll be in a good spot. But people have to take that into consideration. When you're talking about evaluation, you have to consider the macro as opposed to the micro. You got to take that macro perspective. And it's just unfortunate. It's fine if you're frustrated. I'm frustrated. But the pushback that I provide is only when you're not willing to keep things in perspective and you take that macro approach to the evaluation and you want everything done in year one, in year two. The world don't work like that. So what makes you think a developmental cycle from a head coach and a player is going to work? That's just not reality.
So my question, and I think, and I agree with your
Before
premise
you
to
go,
the.
Nene, sorry, I
Okay.
don't mean to cut you off, but I need to shout out Superfish because he's giving his hard earned dollars real quick. He said, and thank you so much, Superfish, for your $5 donation. Don Shula coached a run first offense, then transformed into a pass first offense based on personnel, and Shula was a defensive guy. I mean, you're not wrong there. It just shows how your coach was able to be flexible and still be dominant in what he was predominantly known for. So thank you so much, Superfish, for your $5 donation. I just want to make sure we give him some respect because it's their hard-earned money. And real quick, guys, I am on the road, so like I said, but I'm still here until I get inside. Thank you guys for coming through. Hit that like button real quick because we're having a great conversation. We got Finsanity 5, aka Interesting. We got Nene and EM Dolphin fans. So I appreciate everybody up here who's also donating their time as well to this great conversation, guys. I just wanted to go ahead and shout it out. Go ahead, Nene.
So here's my thing about what you're saying. I get not in the microwave generation, but let's be honest, that's not what we was pitched from the organization, right? When you hear Mike McDaniel, when you hear Greer, when you hear them speak to the fans, right? They even said that they didn't meet their goals. And what's upsetting to me, and I get the first year he's gonna make his mistakes, but when they go on the podium and say, "Yeah, we could have ran the ball more," or "Yeah," and then the next game you go and do the same thing that you did before and didn't make no adjustments, it wanders the conversation. And I know it's hurtful because then it looks like when we ask these questions, we're attacking Tua. But to me, there has to be some significance. And another thing why it's so pertinent of the execution of this, because you're in a championship window, a window that looks like it's closing, right? If we're being honest, if we take the Homer hat off and we take off all of the Dolphins paraphernalia, if we're being honest, this championship window is dwindling. We already have that monster in Kansas City named Patrick Mahomes that we're going to have to find a way to beat him because 9 out of 10, he's going to be in that game that is the difference between a Super Bowl, so on and so forth. But I'm talking about the marginal steps that they continue to miss on. Example, the Tennessee game. There's no reason in the world that we shouldn't have won that game. Even after halftime, the adjustments to the physicality, the adjustments to time management and controlling the clock. And this is why I didn't get mad at the defense because even though they gave up some plays, they still put us in the position to win that game. And that last final drive to me defined the problem of the season. We get the ball outside of the Dallas Cowboy game, but remember with Dallas, they're in the same situation we in. They choke in December. They're known to fans to be delusional as Super Bowl. All of America mocks Dallas for what we do a lot of times as Dolphin fans and not being realistic on where we are. But every team that was physical, and every time we had a moment, my dear friend Tony was in the chat. We said it in the space one time. I was at the edge of my seat. Come on, Tua. Come on, finish the drive. Finish. Let's get a touchdown. Let's get a field goal, and it's a turnover or 3 and out, or these are the things that why the fan base is so how can I say anxious, because you got to remember what we just dealt with. We dealt with this with Ryan Tannehill, right? 7 years. They gave him the bag. 7 years, right? So now you tell us Tua, he's this savior. He's this the left arm of God, some people called him, right? And I know that's a lot of pressure, but at some point, my question to the people that says, wait, how long? Because it looks like out of this whole rebuild, we may even lose Holland and Waddle again. So what was the point of all those draft picks? What was the point of all of it
Think
when it
about what
didn't
you're
yield
saying,
nothing?
Nene. Think about what you're saying right now. Listen, and now I'm getting a little riled up right now. Really trying to contain myself, right? Because I don't want to act a fool in front of these people, right? Listen, think
Thanks,
about what you're
TM.
saying. Think about what you're. So you mean to tell me that is what you just saying? What you just said, right? That is the strategy of every NFL team for 100 going on 100+ years. You mean to tell me just because, like you said, we got that monster Patrick Mahomes. So all the other 31 teams, because everybody, this is just not a Miami Dolphin problem. This is every other team in the NFL problem. So they should just scrap what they've been doing, all the progress they made, and just forget about it and not try. Is that the strategy?
No,
Is that what we're
it's
doing
not.
here?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just acknowledging this man. I'm not sure what his age is, but he already has 2 championships, and I think he's been to like the AFC Championship game since the rookie career. Like, we have to acknowledge that. Like, to me, is Michael Jordan ish. Sometimes you gotta acknowledge there's a guy that you have to go through, and
But did
in
but
my
did
opinion, he is. He's proven that.
I agree. Now we are aligned, right, in our evaluation of Pat Mahomes. But did all the other teams in the NBA just quit because Michael Jordan was in the league?
No, but
No.
no, but
You
I'm not
when
saying
you
quitting. What
hang
I'm
on, hang
saying
on,
is,
hang on, real quick.
go ahead, sir.
What you do is, especially at that position, when you have a player that's before, I know y'all have heard me say this many a times on streams and in spaces, right? When you have a player, like, before you get to winning, before you can establish yourself on, before you can have team success, you got to establish yourself as an individual. Michael Jordan, right, came into the league in a league which you had titans with Larry Bird, with Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, etc. But what did he do initially? He established himself. He led the league in scoring. He was, top 5 in a lot of offensive category. He didn't have team success, but you got to establish yourself as an individual first before you can graduate to that next level. Well, what
Defensive player
happened?
of the year, offensive player of the year.
Exactly, and that's
Okay.
and that is where we are, in my opinion. And again, I'm not putting Tua on the level of a Michael Jordan, but Tua, respectful to his position, relative to his position, he's at a top. He's been at a top 5 to 7 level for going on 2 years. Hopefully that trend continues and going into the third year of Mike McDaniel's offense, right? So when you got a guy that has established himself as an individual, well, then you build around him. You start to construct a roster, and because again, you got to graduate to team success. And the only way you do that is with help, and how you properly support that player. So that is where we are now. And talk about in terms of the Super Bowl window closing. Well, again, that applies to everyone. You got to reset certain positions every year. You got to get less expensive at D tackle in order to keep, to get better at other positions from a salary cap standpoint. That is the cost of doing business in the NFL. That is not a Miami Dolphin problem. Everybody goes through that. So this narrative that y'all are putting out here, that the Dolphins only have, this is everybody's issue. So that needs to stop yesterday.
So here's my thing about the window piece. The only thing I'm saying, sir, and I addressed the Bam, he's a Heat fan. I addressed it. The reason why I said Waddle and Holland may walk is because will we run into a situation that they bet on themselves to where we can't afford to bring them back. So that's why I brought it up because we've already seen this example with a couple of guys that left for free agency this year, right? Nobody thought Robert Hunt was gonna get 100 and something million, and I'm keeping my eye on the market because what his name Judy just got a nice extension. So it is very feasible and possible because of our cap situation. And I know people are going to say post June we'll get some more money, this, that, and the other, and that's fine. But I'm not completely isolating that we may lose one or the other or both. Now, to your point about the window, and somebody brought up the comment that I think is perfect on why I'm saying what I'm saying. We did not give Ryan Tannehill the same grace that we're giving Tua, and he had less.
Wasn't he here 7 years, Nene?
He was
Agreed,
here
though. No,
7 years.
no, no. EM, hold on. He was here in 7 years, but he didn't get a team like this. Let's not
But that,
pretend like he
but
did.
that's,
At no point
but that's Mike
in the 7
Tannenbaum's
years.
problem. That's Mike Tannenbaum's issue. That's not Chris Greer's problem. Chris Greer didn't have absolute power during the
What
Tannehill
You're right.
era.
You're right. You're
what
right.
I'm
You're
saying,
right. I'm not taking that away.
all I'm saying is
Yo,
when Tua signs the contract, and I think he will, it's gonna put him past 7 years, right? And just hypothetically speaking, if he doesn't get a playoff win, we're basically in the same spot that we were with Ryan Tannehill, with more weapons and more expectations. It's very feasible because it looks like that when we look at the conference, if we're being honest, we still have not beaten Buffalo. I don't even want
Okay,
to talk Patrick Mahomes. Beat Buffalo first.
that's
Win
fine.
the,
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
No, I said that's fine.
So that's what I'm when I form my comments and I'm speaking logistically off the team. Lord, I will want to have what I had 15 years ago, and no matter what the Dolphins did, they were going to the Super Bowl. But years would tell you that sometimes you just got to be a little bit more honest and even with your expectations. In our division alone, right? I still see Buffalo until we beat them consistently. I ain't talking about one game where it was 2,000 degrees outside. I'm talking about taking them out convincingly, right? I don't know the last time that we took out Buffalo convincingly in a season game or anything. Beat them in the playoffs because 9 out of 10. That's probably who we're gonna have to see before we even start talking about Patrick Mahomes and all that. I brought up Patrick Mahomes because to me that's a consistent problem because he's in the beginning of his prime. Like this ain't a guy that like Tom Brady, when he ruled the division, eventually he got old enough and we knew it was going to be over. Patrick Mahomes is stepping into his prime. And like I'm looking at the trajectory and where we're going and the turnover over with coordinators. Like it's no continuity, it's no consistency, and it seems like every year somebody is becoming the scapegoat, and we end up with now our results are a little different. We'll be over 100 or 500. We'll win 9 games. We'll win 10 games. Win 11 games. But we are one and done in the playoffs. And to me, for what they invested, what the emotions we remember that tank for Tua, but if y'all was here, I think this whole panel was here, but there's some people that kind of came when Tua came from Alabama. But I'm speaking to the people that was here during the Tannehill years and before then, the bullying scandals, Shula retiring, all those people. Like we have a right based off of the evidence that the Dolphins organization has given us to have legitimate questions. So when people get angry, well, I can't believe y'all feel this way. Until someone shows you different, you have to go with what you see.
I mean, I don't listen. I don't subscribe to that. I like, once there's a regime change and once there's change, positional changes on the field or whatnot. Um, I'm willing to give everybody a clean slate, and I'm going to evaluate you according to what you've done, not what somebody did 20 years ago. That's just my approach in life, right? So again, that's where we part ways, I guess, Nene. But I'm just going to have a more positive outlook. Moving forward once change. And I think there's been since the reset, the hard reset in 2019, I think there's been so much more positive relative in those last 5 years, right? From 2019 till now, as opposed to the previous 20. So I'm going to, again, have we won yet? No. Am I frustrated that we haven't won at the highest level? Yes. But there's when you take, in terms of the evaluation of Chris Greer and everything that have gone into that hard reset that happened in 2019, when you take a micro approach to the evaluation, it's been so much more positive than negative. That's just me.
Well, I'm not saying, okay, so let me be clear. I'm not trying to be negative. All I'm saying is perspective. If Tua gets this contract, he's going to go over 7 years. And let me clarify the Ryan Tannehill thing. I just think Miami has a problem with learning from mistakes. It's common. They follow these same paths, and what they do is like this talk with Odell Beckham. That's his name, Odell. It's classic Miami. They give you a name that you recognize. They wave the carrot in front of you, and everybody starts getting excited and jumping around on the hamster wheel, like, "Oh, we back now, grill cooking." And I'm sitting here like, when will you learn? Like, for what you're saying about patience, I think that's the problem. People look at these names on the roster, they look and they don't consider names on other rosters because we're not the only team that upgraded. That's another point that is probably for another day. But the season doesn't even start, right? And we already have these, we already say who we're going to be, and none of them was ever losses. And then we get to December and we literally get in the same meltdown for how many so years. What evidence have the Miami Dolphins can give us to believe that they gotten over these December, January failures? Can anybody answer that question? What evidence?
I mean, I guess I see where you're going with that, Nene, but you know, you and I have agreed in that particular topic, especially about the Dolphins. It gets frustrating when they. I'm still waiting for that big splash. You know what I mean? Because I know my Dolphins and I know my GM. But I will say this because I'm arriving at my destination. I will say that right now, to the only reason why I brought this up is because I truly believe that it is a topic to still talk about because it's still a possibility. We really don't know what the Dolphins are going to do at the end of the day at 21. We could say what we want. Obviously, we could say, hey, they should do this, they should do that. But at the end of the day, we don't know what the Dolphins are going to do with pick 21, you know? But what we should be is exploring the different options we realistically have because that's going to allow us as a fan base to have that to have a clear vision when they do pull the trigger either way, you know. So I mean, to me, I don't think it's bad talking about it or even entertaining other people, which is why I thought it was very curious when I saw this yesterday about Penix because I really didn't, I wasn't looking into a QB. But I thought the gentleman, you know, I thought he made some good points, which is why I wanted to go ahead and talk about it. But hey, at the end of the day, we'll see what the Dolphins are gonna do, and hopefully that'll be something that we could all be proud of, you know, and be
Real,
happy about.
real quick, let me hop in this chat for a minute, Miss Fans.
You got
Uh,
1 minute because I'm literally shutting this puppy down in a minute.
I see Lewis down there. Lewis is, man, he letting some shots off right now. He's saying, who are you saying that's trash, Lou? He's dropping them trash can emojis. I think he's talking about me, but I would like for him to come up here and kind of, you know, give some clarity to who he's coming at right now. Lewis, pull up, man. That's fine. You know, don't you ain't got to be scared of me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got number love for you. I
Yeah,
want him to come
absolutely.
up on a panel and really kind of detail the point he's trying to make right now.
Well, I'm gonna say this because I think he did pop off. Lewis,
I think he's coming at
you
me right.
got 30 seconds, sir, because I literally just landed and I am literally late for my meeting. So if you can take 30 seconds to shoot your shot to
Well, there's
whomever.
no shot to be shot. I just want to know, and again, I guess the question would be, what are we supposed to do in these damn spaces and on these damn shows? Are we just supposed to say how terrible Chris Greer is and how trash Tua
Absolutely
is?
not.
And so then what are we going to do? Because that's all. I'm sorry. And again, if the shoe fits, wear it. I ain't going to say no name. I'm just going to leave it at that. There's people in this community that's all they want to talk about is what Chris Greer hasn't
I
done
need
True.
toes on that,
and
Lou. I need
and
This is
what
10
this
true.
toes
team
on that.
and what this team hasn't done in 20 years and what Tua can do. I just want to know if that's the case. Let me know. I know how to play the game. I can come up here and tell you how bad Chris Greer is and how bad Tua Tagovailoa is. But it ain't gonna be a 3-hour show like this one just was. It's gonna be about a 30-minute show. Because how much can you take of Chris Greer's trash? The organization hasn't won, and Tua Tagovailoa can't throw a ball. How much more can we take of that?
Until they win a game, it's gonna keep saying it. So how much
Okay,
losing
cool.
can you take?
All right.
And
Well,
I'll put all 10 toes, my
cool.
toes down and my fingernails. It is what it
Well, it
is.
looks
If
like
they
we're
win
all
it,
at.
if
Okay,
She said
cool.
fingernails too.
playoff
Oh,
wins
hey.
happen,
She
then
said
people will
fingernails
shut
too.
up.
Damn.
At least win a
Lady.
playoff game.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Well,
she said fingernails too.
stop it,
Ooh, wee.
EM. I need to
Dang.
close this puppy down. I'm late, but
That don't make
listen.
no sense anyway.
No,
l-
no, it's just getting good, Miss Fitz. It's just
I know
getting
it's getting
good.
good, but what am I gonna do? Leave you guys here while I'm at
Go
my
to your
meeting?
appointment. I gotta go to mine in
They
like
do it all the
45 minutes.
time. They do it all the time. What you talking
Yeah,
about?
but then I don't know if I can trust y'all to keep it PG. I'm concerned. Exactly. Anyway,
Nene
it looks like
said
we're all at the
nails. He said,
spot. Okay.
I got nails on that too. Damn. Mm.
It looks like we're all at the spot. All
I
I
don't
wanted to
care
say
about
is real
none of
quick.
that.
I'm gonna take
Ditto.
1 second real quick. Shout out and because y'all are too much. Shout out to everybody that came here. Lou, I appreciate you, sir. We're gonna have more discussions. It's gonna be more fun. But thank you so much for taking the time for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you
Real.
later, man. Thank you. EM, same thing for you. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
sir, but I gotta
All right.
skedaddle. If it
All
wasn't
right. Be
important,
good. Be
trust
good.
me, I would. But I
Hey, Nene,
thank you,
I hope you
EM, again.
Nene, Nene, I do hope you hey, I hope you feel better. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
till
It's
next time.
so did she close the show yet? So I can tell y'all what's
Thank you,
going on.
EM. Yeah, sorry,
So
Nene, but I literally gotta get out of here. I
okay.
appreciate you coming through. Yeah, you don't understand. It's an important meeting, and I'm already late. So, thank
Go
you,
ahead
guys,
and
for
take
coming
care of your
through. Thank you,
business.
Nene.
And I blame Miss Finsanity. I'm gonna run to the chat and talk to her.
Okay,
We can all
okay.
stay backstage. It's no problem. We can talk
Oh,
now.
actually, you're not wrong. So, guys, stay backstage and talk. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming through. Insanity. EM, if you're still here, if you still can hear it, I'm gonna real quick. Hi guys. If you're still here, EM, because I hate this side view, you can still come up. Just oh, whatever. Just stay backstage, okay? Stay backstage. I'll see all of you guys. Thank you so much for coming through. Um, somebody else send EM the link because I can't send you nothing from Twitter because we're not connected I don't know what it tells me I couldn't. But anyway, guys, this is Miss Fins. I'm Miss Fins, bring you great content. Thank you so much for coming through. Take care. I will catch you guys next week. And shout out to everybody that donated. Mwah, much appreciated. You guys are the best. Take care and bye bye.